looks at ball one from Paulino. Fowler, a .258 hitter with 2 homers, has 10 runs batted in. He did not get the start last night. 23 years old, from Atlanta, Georgia. He looks at that one for strike one. 1-1. Now, Fowler, an important man in the scheme of things for the Rockies. The way he runs balls down in center field. Late on that swing, and from what we had heard, that was the reason he got a night off last night. Hasn't been swinging the bat too well in recent days. 6'4", 173, 11 steals in 15 tries for Fowler.
When we were in Denver, Fowler had been striking out quite a bit, and they were working on him trying to improve his path to the baseball. Felt like he had too much of a loop in his swing.
Breaking ball gives Paulino an opening strikeout. Paulino lost at Cincinnati 6-1 last time.
Nice work here to start the ball game. He showed a couple high octane heaters and then a good downward breaking slider to finish off Fowler. He keeps that front shoulder closed. He gets good downward action on that slider.
Clint Barmas was 2 for 4 last night. Barmas takes ball one. .262 average, 5 homers, 19 runs batted in for the 30-year-old second baseman. Barmas on a 4-game hitting streak, takes the count to 1-1. The Rockies are 4th in the National League in scoring runs. They've scored 239. That's the way the Astros are shaped defensively for Barmas. Late on that one, that's 1-2. That one ripped up at 96 miles per hour over the outside corner.
And both these guys tonight really rushed the fastball up there, and that's one of the things about Paulino. It doesn't take him long to get cranking. He's got the best fastball when he comes out of that bullpen.
And just missed with that one. Humberto Quintero framing it there. Home plate umpire is Marvin Hudson. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Seems like we've seen a lot of Marvin lately.
He worked the series in Pittsburgh, and he worked the plate on Saturday. Big breaker for a strikeout of Barmas. Devastating stuff to start the game by Paulino.
Going back to that slider away, and this one's never on the plate. That's an issue for Barmas. A little bit better strike zone judgment would serve him well. You say that about a number of these Rocky hitters. A lot of free swingers. Not the guy in the box now, though.
Todd Helton hit a home run last night. Here's ball one. Helton with a .312 average hit his 7th homer last night. He's driven in 34. That equals his home run total from last year when he had 299 at bats. He had a bad back last year, which required surgery after the season. 1-1 to Helton. Helton's hit .385 against Houston pitching this season, including a long ball off Paulino in Colorado.
He's got good feel for that slider here in the early going. Both strikeouts coming on it. Now he's dropped a couple in there on Helton for strikes.
Dewey Robinson has to like the stuff his young right-handers brought to the mound tonight.
Breaking ball, little 96.
You can hear that bit pop in the upper deck. 2-2 for Paulino, who's had very little run support this year. And strike 3. Strikes out the side in his first inning tonight with electric stuff in a scoreless game. It's the starter, Felipe Paulino, and now the starting lineup for the Astros, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Michael Bourne leads it off in center field. Miguel Tejada is the shortstop. Hunter Pence is the right fielder. The cleanup man is left fielder Carlos Lee, who went deep last night. It's Lance Berkman at first base. Jeff Blum returns to the lineup at third. Edwin Masonet's at second. Humberto Quintero, the catcher for Felipe Paulino.
Ubaldo Jimenez, the big righty, goes to the mound for the Rockies for the 11th time, 3-6 with a 4.37 ERA. He's got 53 punch-outs in 59 2/3 innings. He too can really deliver the mail. That one clocked at 96.
Michael Bourne taking it for ball one in tight. Now he lines one over the third baseman Atkins into left field, and Bourne has a leadoff single.
Swing after swing in batting practice. Michael Bourne doing just that. That went off the end of the bat. Those hands are buzzing a little bit. But you got a knock out of it, Michael. Here's the Rockies defensively tonight. Smith, Fowler, and Hop in the outfield. Fowler can really run. Hop can really throw. Atkins at third. Tulowitzki, one of the better shortstops in the game. Clint Barmas and Todd Helton on the right side. Paul Phillips, don't know much about him. He gets to start behind the dish tonight.
Miguel Tejada, as hot as any hitter in baseball right now. 15-game hitting streak, 27 hits during the last 15 games, 353 for the National League leader. 5 homers, he's driven in 29. And he fouls it back, strike one. 2 more hits last night for Miggy in 4 at-bats, and he scored a run. He's 4th in the major leagues in batting average right now. His 15-game streak, the longest for the Astros this year. Tied for the second longest active in the majors. This is his longest streak since a 19-game streak in 04. A good matchup right here with Jimenez holding right-handed batters to a 229 average this year. 1 ball, 1 strike. Miggy's 2 for 7 against the big right-hander from the Dominican. Last year he was 12-12 with the Rockies, making 34 starts. Goes to first. Michael Bourne last night was thrown out trying to steal second in the first inning by Yorvit Torrealba, who had not thrown out anybody all year. Torrealba now has been placed on the restricted list, so he's not even here tonight. And catcher Edwin Bayerin has been called up from the minor leagues. He is on the bench with Phillips, the starting catcher. High ball center. Fowler. 1 out.
Do we know anything about Torrealba? Why he's in? Because the restricted list, unlike the disabled list, is not tied to an injury. It's for personal reasons, or family reasons.
It's personal reasons, it says. Okay. That's all we get on that. Hunter Pence with the 4th best batting average in the National League. 341, has 5 homers, 19 runs batted in. Hunter in last night's game had a walk and a hit, and he scored 2 runs in the Astros 4-1 win.
Hunter had the paparazzi all over him today.
Did he?
Doing a photo shoot out in center field when I got to the ballpark, and he had a camera guy on him all throughout his rounds of BP.
What's going on?
I think there's a big story coming out, or a story anyway, in ESPN the magazine, I believe.
Okay. Have to watch for that. Ball 1 to Hunter Pence. Hunter has 61 hits already this season. Dave Clark has signs for him with Michael Bourne at first and a 1-0 count.
A little bit surprised Michael hasn't tried to take this bag with Jimenez, the long-armed right-hander out there, not particularly quick to home plate.
Line drive. Fowler is in and makes the play on the run. 2 outs.
Fox Sports Houston has a Twitter page. Greg Lucas is the king of tweeting. Sign on for additional information and insight at twitter.com/FSHouston. Drop into Lucasville.
Carlos Lee might be a subject of a tweet tonight. The way he played last night, 3 for 3, a 2-run homer and a walk. 319, 9 home runs, 31 runs batted in after that big night last night for El Caballo. And as you mentioned, in Colorado a couple of weeks ago, Jimenez flipped him with a pitch up and in. Runner going. Here's a throw from Phillips, not nearly in time. An easy stolen base from Michael Bourne.
The hardest part of it was maintaining contact with the bag as he almost overslid second base. He picked a good pitch. It was a high changeup. And he had a huge jump. Phillips probably should have just put that one in his back pocket.
Yep.
And Jimenez actually used a slide step there and got rid of the ball a little quicker than he had been.
17 steals for the National League leader in 21 tries. Little nubber. Fielded by Jimenez, who gets lead. And in the first inning for the Astros, it's no runs a hit and the man stranded. 0-0 after 1. In Minute Maid Park this season, and to honor some of the great moments in the ballpark, we present the 10-year bracket challenge. Round 2 begins today with Brad Ausmus' final game home run last season. That is paired with the Jeff Bagwell hit in 2002. Game winner to right field on the day Darryl Kyle died. Go to Astros.com to cast your vote for one of those two today. Brad Hoff with a grounder. Edwin Masonette is there to field it, and it's one pitch, one out here in the second inning. Or Felipe Paulino, who struck out the side in the first.
Brad Hopp, the player of the game so far for the Rockies. He put it in play.
Garrett Atkins has really struggled this season. 196, 3 homers, 17 runs batted in. Atkins had a single and a walk last night in 4 trips. He batted 4th last night, the number 5 spot tonight. And there's ball 1. Matt Holliday was the cleanup man when he was with the Rockies. He's now with the Oakland A's. And the Rockies were hoping that Atkins could provide a lot of the much needed right-handed pop. In Holliday's absence, that has not worked out. 1 ball, 1 strike. Some think that maybe when he's hit cleanup as he did last night, he has pressed to provide that kind of power. Fouled away. The Rockies have some very good left-handed hitters, but another right-handed hitter with power, Troy Tulowitzki, is really slow out of the gate. So it's not only Atkins. Paulino's upstairs with it. And the count runs to 2-2 for Felipe.
And for the most part, he's been hitting his spot so far. That one got away from him, trying to go down and away, and threw it up and in. There you go.
That one started to pull the trigger. 3-2 now.
Just a little bit off the edge.
The Astros have scored a total of 3 runs while Paulino's been in the game in his 6 starts. Hard to win with that low a run support figure.
Unless your name is Zach Greinke.
Yeah. Bouncer, Paulino stabs it. Turns it into out number 2.
And Roy Oswald and the Astros conclude a 3-game series with the divisional rival Cubs on Thursday, June 11th at 1:05. Make sure you get to the game early, as the first 10,000 fans will receive an Oswald the Wizard bobblehead, courtesy of Coca-Cola and Food Town. And be sure to stick around after the game for a post-game concert from Green River Ordnance. For more information or to get your tickets, just visit Astros.com or call 1-877-9-ASTROS today, guys.
Thanks, Patty. Seth Smith with a bouncer. Lance Berkman scoops it up and throws to Paulino. And Smith, who was 3 for 4 last night, is the 6th straight Rocky to be retired by Felipe Paulino in a scoreless game.
Rodriguez tells us his favorite Major League cities. Stay tuned for his answers, guys.
Thanks, Patty. There's Lance Berkman taking strike 1. The Tascasita Grannies love Lance, we just saw. Lance at 232 has 10 homers, 31 runs batted in. Had a good game last night. He had an RBI single and a sac fly in 4 trips to the plate. With those numbers for the season, the count is 1-1 on Lance. 341 lifetime hitter against the Rockies. And this one is gobbled up by Barmas. Good play to his left, 1 out.
Yeah, Barmas, who played shortstop when he first came to the big leagues with the Rockies, certainly has the range to handle second base, because he and Tulowitzki are pretty well set in the middle.
Jeff Blum returns to the lineup for the first time since a week ago Sunday, when he left the game with a left hamstring strain. Pre-game guest on Astros Live of Greg Lucas. Blum looks at it. It is strike 1 to a 266 hitter with 1 homer, 15 runs batted in. So he's been available the last few days to pinch hit, but has not been used. He missed the last 7 games with that injury.
And so the first pitch he sees in a week is 99 miles an hour.
Whoa.
Time that after just a few rounds of BP.
Well, he's 6 for 14 against Jimenez in his career. Best numbers been in Astro in the starting lineup against this right-hander tonight. Jimenez, in beating Paulino 12-1, gave up 1 run in 7 innings in Colorado. Whoa! And that's what he does to keep the hitters loose. Maybe not by design, but it's got to keep him loose.
Yeah, that one wasn't really in, but it's, I think anytime it's bridge of your nose high, it gets your attention.
He's hit 5 batters this year. Breaking ball misses.
Got that kind of funky delivery where he extends his arm straight down and locks it out.
He is 2-0 lifetime against the Astros in 3 starts. And that was fouled by Jeff Blum, keeping the count at 2-2 with Edwin Masonette on deck.
Andy Pettit's got a little bit of that going on, but Jimenez really exaggerates that move right there. He drops it down, kind of hooks it behind his back. Rick Sutcliffe used to do that.
Yes, he did.
Wrap it back there.
That's another one of those pitches that keeps hitters loose. 3-2.
That's a good pitch right there. You throw that 98 in off the plate, and up around the head, you can't afford to be up there. That's too dangerous. But up and in, around the letters, good place to go on occasion.
Fouled, and Phillips is back, but it's out of play for him. Keeps the count at 3 balls, 2 strikes. Jimenez reminds manager Jim Tracy somewhat of Pedro Martinez. Jim was with the Montreal Expos, and Pedro was with them. Dominant right-hander, lots of life on the fastball, and the Rockies think that he could be the guy who will lead their pitching staff for years to come. Career record 19-22 for Jimenez. And that's a walk Blum really worked for.
He may have made an early determination that he couldn't hit that fastball and just decided to take him.
Not a bad determination at all.
Savvy veteran hitter that he is.
Edwin Masonette follows. Masonette 391. 1 homer, 5 runs batted in. Big numbers for just 23 major league at bats this season. He's hit safely in 4 of his 6 games. Here's ball 1. I mentioned right-handed hitters hitting only .229 against Jimenez. Left-handers .300. His ERA is respectable, 4.37, and yet he's 3-6. Broken bat looper into right field. Blum to second base. He's not going to test that hamstring. And a single by Masonette, hit number 2 for the Astros. Humberto Quintero follows. Paul Phillips talking it over with Jimenez. Jimenez wound up pitching in the World Series in 07 after making 15 regular season starts. Good numbers in the Division Series and League Championship Series that year. He lost a World Series game, but threw the ball well. Quintero, beginning the night at .258, has no homers. He's driven in 4. Q has a 4-game hitting streak. He's 6 for 14. And he's been the catcher for Paulino most of the time when Felipe's been on the mound. He looks at ball 1. Paulino on deck. Taro fouls it, and it's 1-1. Jeff Geary threw his second simulated game today. Before batting practice, he pitched 2+ innings facing hitters. Took a break between each inning, felt fine. The plan is for him to throw again on Thursday and then make 2 minor league rehab appearances. First coming on Saturday. 1 ball, 2 strikes. If that goes well, he'll be activated and join the team on the next road trip. Jose Valverde's going to throw his second right bullpen tomorrow. His first yesterday. He could throw a simulated game soon if he continues to progress. He'll probably need a rehab assignment before he rejoins the team. Still 1-2, so if the Astros could put a little run together on this homestand, then they'll be regaining the services of some of their top relief pitchers for that road trip, which would take them to Arizona, Texas, and Minnesota.
You want to make sure your bullpen is well fortified when you head into Arlington. Although they may be without Josh Hamilton.
What's the latest on him?
He's going to go on the DL with that growing. They're calling it an ab strain. On the DL today, an ab strain. Could sideline him. This is an Associated Press story I'm looking at. From 2 weeks to 2 months.
Oh. Would be a big loss. 100 miles per hour the high, 79 the low so far for Jimenez. Both these pitchers have come out of the bullpen throwing some serious gas tonight. Foul back.
Good breaking pitch there. Pitcher coach Bob Apodaca probably saw something mechanically with Jimenez that he wanted to smooth out.
When he defeated the Astros, he did so allowing 7 hits and 1 run in 7 innings.
That's the big one there. Not walking, man. Last year he walked 103 batters.
High bouncer. Jimenez back on the mound. Goes to first base. Blum to third, Mason at the second on out number 2. And Paulino will bat. Paulino is 1 for 9.
See Dave Clark motioning with his hand down. Make sure you get him down. Don't chase that high fastball. He will overmatch you up above the belt.
Paulino in his major league career has 1 hit in 15 at bats. The Astros 3-1 against the Rockies this season. 22-7 against them at Minute Maid Park. Broken bat. Ball goes about 20 feet. Here's a throw to first. And that is the end of the second inning. With no runs, 1 hit. And feeling in the hands of Paulino, which might affect his pitching. We'll find out in just a moment.
We are scoreless as we head to the top half of the third here. Astros and the Rockies. Sunday afternoon, Pirates conclude a 3-game set here in Houston. 105 game. Parents bring the kids out after the ball game. Kids run the bases, presented by Chick-fil-A. Always a big treat for the kiddos to get out there and run the bases. Pretend they're Michael Bourne. Steal a bag. Sundays at the ballpark. Always fun. Astros.com or 1-877-9-ASTROS for tickets.
Fans enjoying a 0-0 game with good pitching so far. Paulino, who struck out the side in the first, had a 3 ground ball out second inning. And now he faces Troy Tulowitzki, who was 0 for 4 in last night's game. Tulowitzki looks at it, and it is in for strike 1 for Paulino, with Phillips and Jimenez to follow. Good luck to Ray Epler, who's having surgery tomorrow. Longtime Astros fan, watching in Livingston, Texas. Ray and Pat. Paulino hammers away, and he hits a great spot. 0-2.
You throw 96, and you throw it on that trajectory. That big tall body, and he gets on top and drives it down to the knees on the outside corner. Not a whole lot a hitter can do with that pitch.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Tulowitzki. Tulowitzki, very aggressive sort of hitter, often swings at the first pitch if it's somewhere close to the zone. That one he takes, and the appeal goes to first. He did check his swing on the ruling by James Hoy. It's 2-2. Astros have had 3 well-pitched games in their last 4.
And they've been working him away. You know, if they come in hard one time with a fastball and then went out with that slider, you might get the swing you're looking for. And when you stay consistently on one side of the plate, the hitter gets used to seeing the ball out there. It follows it better. Tougher to fool.
Tulowitzki is tied for his club lead with 23 walks. He gets a 3-2 pitch next. And that is a strikeout. Number 4.
Well, came back with that outside fastball. Tulowitzki, a half-hearted swing on 3-2.
We go to Patty Smith.
Well, I am out here with the greenest class in America. They are from Cinco Ranch High School. This was a contest put on by the Houston Astros looking for a green class as part of the Go Green campaign. And this is the teacher of the AP Science class, Environmental Science class, Aaron Hafer. And Coach, I'm hearing they're calling you soccer coach here. Coach, tell us a little bit about what your class did.
Oh, well, this year, it was the first year that the class has been offered. And we really just took the opportunity and ran with it. We initiated classroom recycling in all 215 classrooms, not just paper, but we also instigated metal and plastic recycling in all the classrooms, offices, the library. We challenged the administration to go through and reevaluate the lighting system in the entire school, and they cut the electricity usage by 1/3. We have done, the class has just been phenomenal in what they've done. We have done online testing in at least my class 100%, and we're trying to challenge all the other teachers in the school to do the same. With the amount of money that the school spends on paper, we could take those monies and just do so many good things with it. So they have just really taken the reins and done an amazing job this year.
All right, good job. Also, you know, I know it was you guys were able to come out here. You had a meet and greet with Hunter Pence, who's very involved in the Go Green campaign. How much fun are the kids having out here with that?
They were beside themselves. They were very, very excited to meet Hunter, and it's awesome that the Astros support this type of endeavor. Environmentally, you know, this is what we need to do, is to get the big names out there supporting this environmental movement, and to have Hunter, you know, meet the students and, you know, sign shirts and sign hats and shake hands. I mean, that's the motivation that these kids need and they live for, and gets them motivated to do more and get out there and be more involved.
Well, good job. We are proud of you, and enjoy your night.
Well, thank you very much.
All right, guys.
Infield hit by Ubaldo Jimenez with 2 outs after Phillips hit the fly ball to right. Now it's Dexter Fowler batting. Fowler struck out leading off the game. Jimenez becoming the first base runner tonight for the Rockies. And that's in the dirt. Good block by Quintero. On that sharp breaking ball. The ball 1 for Paulino. Paulino's only needed 35 pitches so far.
Well, he set the tone early, punched out the side in the first, and had a very quick 3-up, 3-down second on all ground balls. He's pitching so well tonight, he decided to allow the opposing pitcher to reach base to try to wear him out. That's how good he is.
That's how good, right? This outfield situation for the Rockies, Jim Tracy admitted last night before the game, is possibly his biggest challenge as a manager, apportioning the playing time there. And Fowler's a big part of it. 1-2. The Rockies want to see him get a lot of at-bats this year. He has 155 coming into this game. Find out what he can do. He jumped over AAA to get to the majors. And they have a center fielder they got in the Oakland trade for Matt Holliday. Carlos Gonzalez, a left-handed hitter who is on fire. Meanwhile, Fowler is not, as Paulino steams strike 3 past him. Strikeout number 5. In the middle of the third, there's no score. Two good young pitchers dueling tonight. No score. One hit for the Rockies, 2 hits for the Astros. All 3 hits in the game have been singles. Bourne, Tejada, and Pence come to bat in the Astros' 3rd inning. House of David candidates.
Yeah, kind of Castro-esque.
Michael Bourne singled to left, stole second in the 1st inning. Ubaldo Jimenez gave up a walk to Blum and a single by Masonette in the 2nd. Then he got Quintero and Paulino.
You see those guys on a cough drop box once?
Yeah, the Smith brothers. Ball 1.
Astros winning at an 87% clip this year with a none in attendance.
1 ball and 1 strike. Rangers and Yankees tied 3-3 at Yankee Stadium in the bottom of the 4th inning. Vicente Padilla, fresh off the disabled list, going for Texas against A.J. Burnett. In the house of home runs. Nelson Cruz hit his 15th tonight. That was a 3-run shot off Burnett.
Now you could talk about either one of their ballparks as the house of home runs.
Yeah, you sure
Lines out of both Arlington and the new Yankee Stadium.
Bourne takes it upstairs. He runs the count to 3-1 now. Jimenez lost his last start against the Dodgers 8-6, giving up 5 runs, 4 of them earned in 6 2/3 innings. Allowed 9 hits. He's lost 2 starts in a row. Bourne has a leadoff walk. It's number 2 of the game for Jimenez.
Jimenez was very sharp in that start in Colorado. The Astro hitters weren't particularly patient. His track record, all the walks he had last year. Plus, he's so tough to hit anyway. Patience a virtue. You can get ahead of him and sit on a fastball. You have a much better chance than if you allow him to get the jump and start chasing pitches out of the zone.
Off Apodaca, the pitching coach, presiding over a staff with the 14th best ERA in the league, 4.84. Miguel Tejada. A fly ball to center in the 1st inning. Ball 1 outside to Miggy. He needs 14 hits for number 2,000 in his career. He hit .380 in the month of May. Driven in 24 runs in his last 24 games. Let's see if Bourne might be running here. Jimenez looked over. The Astros have 6 steals and 8 tries in their games with the Rockies this year. 10-game homestand for Houston. 4 with the Rockies, 3 with the Pirates. Bourne starts and stops, and the pitch is up and in for ball 2. 2-0. Paul Phillips, the catcher, 31 years old. He's had a fair amount of major league time with the Kansas City Royals. And last year, very briefly, with the White Sox.
He's the cousin of former major leaguer Andy Phillips.
Okay. Bourne's going with a big jump. There's a drive to right center field. Bourne stops. Now he continues on to 3rd base on the single by Tejada, giving him a 16-game hitting streak. '72 hits for Tejada this year.
That's what I was talking about. Show some discipline, get into a good count, and then get a pitch you can handle. And that fastball was running in on him, and he just fought it off into right center field. Michael moving with the pitch. Couldn't find it initially, ultimately does. And scampers over to 3rd.
Now Hunter Pence has his 1st and 3rd nobody out situation. Streaking Tejada, really helping to set the inning up for Pence, who hit a fly ball to center in the 1st. Hunter's a .366 career hitter against the Rockies. Another strike 1 for Jimenez. Astros have really hit well against Colorado in the 4 games. .351 average, 25 runs scored in 4 games.
Had that one game out there, they scored 15 runs and 26 hits or something crazy like that.
Yeah, that has a lot to do with the stats. You have a game like that. 0-2. Jimenez wouldn't turn down a strikeout in this situation.
No, and you can imagine Hunter went up there with a man on 3rd going, okay, look for something up. They can get into the outfield and not a base hit, at least a sac fly. And I think sometimes when you're looking for something in a particular area, you get a little overly aggressive when you see it up there.
Lays off the breaking pitch. It's 1-2.
Just a theory, mind you. Remember, he's talking to you folks. I'm an 082 lifetime hitter. Most of this is just based on what real hitters have told me, what I've observed over the years.
Well, you can observe a lot by watching, JD.
Yes, you can, Yogi.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Carlos Lee on deck. Tim Lincecum and the Giants lead at Washington 5-3 in the bottom of the 6th inning. Against Craig Stammen. Aaron Rowan has been leading off for the Giants. Hit his 6th home run. Josh Barr delivered number 1 for the Nats.
Coming back up and in with that heater. Nothing in, but it was a heater. Spoiled a good one.
Yeah, he did. A defensive swing, but with 2 strikes in the count, that's understandable.
Yeah, just kind of quiet that lower body. You see he's choking up a little bit on the bat.
The way Paulino's throwing, a run here could stand up for a while. Jimenez gets a strikeout. That's the first time he has struck out a hitter, and what a perfect time he chose to do that.
They really pitched Hunter tough, combining that inside fastball and then finishing with a good breaking pitch. When a guy throws inside and he throws 98 miles an hour, you feel as a hitter you've got to be quick. And that makes you vulnerable to that breaking pitch with 2 strikes.
So Hunter Pence is out number 1. Carlos Lee had the big night last night. With the ball just a few feet, and the pitcher threw him out in the 1st inning. Now broken bat, liner to 3rd, picked up on the short hop. Atkins going to 2nd for 1. Relay to first base. A double play as Barmas gets it on to Helton. And it's no runs a hit. A runner stranded. Rockies get their 47th double play, and the game remains scoreless. Team 308, and it's Pittsburgh, Los Angeles, Houston at 286, and Chicago. The Astros set a club record for batting average in the month of May. 0-0 tonight. No fattened averages so far. Paulino starts with a slider. There's strike 1 to Clint Barmas, who whiffed in the 1st.
Just about all those teams playing losing baseball over the last 10 days.
That's interesting. It's no balls, 2 strikes. Could be a pretty good look into the future with these 2 pitchers twirling tonight. Mid-20s guys in age, and So much potential, so much very good raw stuff.
Yeah, this scouts just love these arms. Those radar guns. Kind of fun to watch these two power arms match up, but I think it's even more fun when you get a guy like Paulino or Jimenez, and he's pitching against a guy like Jamie Moyer. See the different ways, Jamie would be flipping it up there at about 81.
It's worked pretty well. He just won his 250th. 2 balls and 2 strikes. That's pretty amazing. But there's that kind of curse that a guy like Paulino and Jimenez have, that Jamie Moyer does not have to deal with, having a great arm. That's a strikeout. That's number 6.
First 2 guys in the Rockies order, 0 for 4 with 4 punch-outs. Helton also victimized back in the first. And again, the location is just perfect. And it's not just the velocity. And Marvin Hudson, check out the call by Marvin. Look at him. Yes. A little moonwalk out of there.
Yes, he was.
A little Leslie Nielsen from the Naked Gun.
Foul by Todd Helton. There's strike 1 to Todd. Marvin worked the previous series at Pittsburgh and worked home plate on Saturday. And staying with the Astros for a 2nd straight series. No balls, 2 strikes. They're mixing up the umpiring crews a lot more the last few years than they used to. Used to stay with one crew pretty much all year long. Many years ago, anyway. They really got to know each other well. Line drive left field. That's slicing away from Carlos Lee and into the corner. Helton's on his way to second base with an easy double. His 11th of the year.
That's what's made Todd Helton such a good hitter over the years, his ability to hit to all fields with authority. And back to a breaking ball. A great swing. He sticks his nose on it, carves it to left. Carlos trying to freeze that puck in the corner for a face-off and control it.
Helton gets the game's first extra base hit. And it's Brad Hawpe batting now. Hawpe grounded out to second in the 2nd inning. Hawpe hits one into left center field. Michael Bourne with a long run. This he continues to carry way up in the left center field. That ball stays in play. A run scores. Hawpe is headed for third base. Now he stops and goes back to second, and he'll make it in there. Well, usually you see the first baseman trailing. But Lance Berkman was about halfway between first and second, and Hawpe winds up with an RBI double. 1-0 Colorado.
And Lance trailed him, and he might have had a play on him. I think he assumed that it was going to be 3 bases after this carom kicked over Michael Bourne's head. Hawpe's a strong guy, deceivingly so. He gets good extension when he drives the ball to center field like that. We saw him do it in Colorado. The carom comes way back in, and Hawpe had intentions of going to third and decided to pull up.
Garrett Atkins grounded back to the pitcher earlier. Atkins takes a strike. Atkins started the season as a cleanup man for 28 games. Takes a look at it. 1 ball, 1 strike. Matt Holliday, who was a very good run producer when he was with the Rockies, is coming up in trade rumors now. Those trade rumors are really bouncing around here in early June. Two balls, 1 strike.
Well, Atkins is kind of like the Roy Oswalt of the Rockies. When you look at his career, first couple of months, traditionally hasn't done much, and then he turns it on.
He snapped an 0 for 25 2 weeks ago against the Astros in Colorado. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Atkins.
You get a little pull conscious at times, trying to jerk the ball.
Atkins used to be a first baseman, switched to third base in the 0-2 season. In the air to shallow right field. Edwin Masonette and Hunter Pence go for it. Pence calls him off. 2 outs. Aflac trivia time. And the question is,
Aflac,
brought in by the Duck, who was the Rockies bench coach for their 1995 playoff team?
I have a guess.
Okay, what's your
I'm going to
guess?
sit on it.
I was going to say Jamie Quirk, but you probably know the real answer.
I'm going to guess it's somebody who was working in the ballpark tonight.
Could it be Art Howe?
That's what I'm thinking.
I think you're right. Seth Smith with a ground ball to second in the second inning. That was quite a year for the Rockies. Line drive right center field. Hop around third coming home to make it 2-0 on an RBI single by Smith. 12 runs batted in for Smith this year.
Well, Felipe's story has been similar to some of the other Astros pitchers this year. Big innings and home runs have bitten him, and a tendency for, I think, a lot of young pitchers, and we've seen it with Felipe. When he's cruising along, everything's fine. He really stays on top of his game, but if he starts to get hit a little bit, I'm not sure exactly what's going on, but to me, he starts to catch too much of the plate.
Tulowitzki struck out looking in the third.
Even that pitch, he was a little tardy on it. Instead of trying to hit that good down and away spot, a willingness to throw it right down Broadway. And there are certain times when that makes sense. I would suggest this isn't one of them.
Phillips is on deck with the Rockies leading 2-0. They've had 3 hits in the inning. Good fastball makes it 0-2. 97 miles per hour for Felipe Paulino, who missed last season.
Tulowitzki may have hurt his wrist. And let's go to the bat there. He's flying all the way around.
Tulowitzki had injuries last year, a torn thigh tendon, cost him 46 games. Fly ball to right center. Michael Bourne moving over. And in the fourth, the Rockies score 2 runs on 3 hits and leave a man to lead 2-0. As he and Kevin Eschenfelder are rehearsing their Astros live postgame show right now in the press box.
Just like a writer with a deadline, you got to contemplate the winning angle and the losing angle.
They're helping Greg Lucas with his tweeting. And the Tascasita Grannies still love Lance.
With a beating heart.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Spent some time on that. Bottom of the fourth inning, the Astros now trail 2-0. And Troy Tulowitzki must have hurt his hand on that swing. He's left the game. Omar Quintanilla, the University of Texas player, is in the game at shortstop. Lance Berkman leading it off here. Fouling it for strike one. Berkman grounded out to second in the second inning. The Pirates will be here this weekend. They lead the Mets tonight 3-1 in the bottom of the eighth at Pittsburgh with Zach Duke dueling Santana. Bouncer into right field past the diving Barmas. A hit for Berkman. Lance does not mind at all batting in the fifth spot, and the Grannies kind of like that result. Maybe he can get a grand slam for the Grannies tonight.
Oh, a granny for the Grannies. I like it.
It's aboard for Jeff Blum. We had the 5 RBI game at Colorado. He drew a walk in the second inning. Double play ball here. Barmas feeds. Quintanilla turns it. 4-6-3 double play. The second in as many innings for the Rockies.
Yeah, that 5-4-3 off the bat of Carlos Lee ended the third. And now this quickly after the Berkman base hit. So Menez, who worked pretty hard in the second, now in terms of pitch count at a pretty manageable number. He's made 46 pitches here with 2 outs in the fourth.
Edwin Masonette single to right earlier. Takes strike one with movement in toward him. That's a very good pitch. And then another inside corner pitch. 0-2 with the breaking ball. The slider coming in for Jimenez. So the Pirates, who rallied to beat the Mets last night, lead them again tonight at Pittsburgh. They're stirring things up a little bit. Their game in front of the Astros. Big curveball misses, and it's 1-2, and it's Pirates versus Astros here this weekend. Zach Duke, normally in that turn in the rotation, would be pitching on Sunday here. And he shut out the Astros earlier this season. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tomorrow night here, it's Brian Moeller and Jason Marquis. Marquis, a 7-game winner. Thursday night, Wandy Rodriguez opposes Jason Hamill. Grounded to Atkins. And in the fourth inning, no runs at hit, nobody left for the Astros. 2-0 Rockies. Astros baseball on Fox Sports Houston is brought to you by AT&T, by Dodge, and by Southwest Airlines. Warm and muggy outside today. The air conditioning on inside Minute Maid Park. And it is 2-0 Rockies. Each club has 4 hits, no errors. The Rockies getting a pair of doubles back to back, Helton and Haup. And then a 2-out single from Smith in the 4th inning to score their runs. Paul Phillips leads it off here in the 5th. He hit a fly ball to right. Phillips has made 2 starts since he came up from AAA Colorado Springs when Chris Iannetta was placed on the 15-day DL. There's strike one of the 32-year-old from Alabama, who went to the University of Alabama. He was a center fielder there. 1 ball, 1 strike to Phillips. He's only had 153 major league at-bats coming into this season.
It's an interesting transition from college center field to major league catcher. You don't see that right there.
No. Michael Bourne's waiting for his fly ball in right center. 1 out for Paulino.
Well, let's just assume that he's faster than the average catcher.
Yeah, that's true. Jimenez beat out that infield hit to shortstop in a hole for Tejada. That was hit number 1 and the first base runner for the Rockies. That was his 4th hit of the year. He looks at strike 1. It'll be Quintero, Paulino, and Bourne due up in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Sounds like a 3-spot to me.
1-1. Red Sox 4, Tigers 1, top of the 6th inning in Detroit. Daisuke Matsusaka and Rick Porcello were the starters. 1-2. Jason Bay with the home run. Number 16 for Bay.
Wow. He's been great in a Red Sox uniform.
He really has.
He was awfully darn good in a Pirate uniform too.
He was.
He could just play.
2-2 for Paulino, who's thrown 64 pitches. Bouncer Masonette's way. 2 outs.
Hey fans, do you have Hunter Pence fever? Then check out the all-new Hunter's Lodge ticket package presented by Gallery Furniture. For $30, you get a ticket in Hunter's Lodge. It's located down there in right field, so you can yell things like, "Way to go, Hunter! You're the man!" You'll get a one-of-a-kind Hunter Pence t-shirt with a new design each month. You'll be entered into a monthly drawing for an Astros gift. Hunter will wash your car once a week and take you to dinner. For more information, visit Astros.com. This package, by the way, available for every Astros home game.
Good. Dexter Fowler struck out in the 1st and again in the 3rd. Very thin, very speedy center fielder. Strike 1. Fowler just covers everything in center field. They were saying before the game. People who watch the Rockies every night. 1 ball, 1 strike. Last year he had just 26 major league at bats, coming up from Tulsa AA, where he was .335 for a batting average. 1-2.
Silky smooth, almost looks like he's gliding across the outfield. He draws comparisons to Devon White, the other great center fielder. Remember Devo?
He was very
smooth. He was
classic. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fowler has a .346 on base average. That's a lot of defensive value, but how much will he hit? That's one of the big questions about Dexter. He went to the Olympics. He was on the Team USA bronze medal team. Native of Atlanta. And Willie Taveras was non-tendered with the Rockies, partly because of this man. He lines it to right field. Hunter Pence with a break. Sliding catch, and he tumbles over. No, he didn't grab it. And he's got to throw behind the runner and not in time to get him at first base. So Fowler winds up with a single. Pence almost was able to throw him out trying to get back to first. Hunter, in tumbling over, was not able to maintain possession. Good try.
Yeah, he had it. And as he hits the ground in football, that would have been good because the ground can't cause a fumble in football. And it can in baseball. Good effort here, and Fowler able only to get to first base despite the great speed because he thought he was out. He was breaking it down when he got to the bag and then had to restart.
Yeah, he's a threat to run. 2 outs in the inning. There's ball 1 to Barmas. Barmas has struck out both times. Fowler is 11 for 15 in steals.
I don't know if he would have been able to get to second had he not broken it down. But that would be the message that Jim Tracy will deliver to him. Just give yourself a chance. Go hard around the bag just in case.
strike makes it 1-1. Well, when you think about it, if Hunter catches the ball, he's out anyway. So why not keep going?
Yeah, and if Hunter dives and it gets by him and rolls to the wall, he's going to circle the bases.
Yes. Rich Dower is the third base coach. You saw him with signs. Tejada gets it to Masonette for the force play on Fowler. No runs, a hit, and a man left. Middle of the 5th inning, 2-0 Rockies.
Don't miss In My Own Words series as we hear from Astros pitcher Doug Brocail. Doug, of course, always regarded as a consummate teammate and somewhat of a hothead, as he called it himself. More of a tough as nails competitor. And we kind of profiled Doug, his career, and all that he went through with his heart condition on the field. He basically had a heart attack. He's had multiple heart surgeries. How he overcame that, and really how he changed his life. Doug tells the whole incredible story, and it's really some awesome stuff. That is coming up on Thursday at 3:30 only on Fox Sports Houston right here. And honestly, his wife just watched it today. She called me and absolutely loved it. So what better promo is there than the man's own wife? Tune in right here on Fox Sports Houston, guys.
It's Patty. Humberto Quintero strikes out on a high rider. That's out number 1. Strikeout number 2 for Jimenez.
Here's your chance to become the ultimate Whataburger What a fan. Come on out Wednesday, June 3rd for an autograph session with Astros pitcher Doug Brocail and Junction Jack at the Whataburger in Pearland from 11 to 12. While you're there, you can sign up to be the ultimate Whataburger What a fan and have a chance to win 2 sweet tickets for the Astros and Reds game on September 26th. Plus, be on the field for batting practice and throw out the first pitch. Don't meet this chance to meet one of your Houston Astros at Whataburger, guys.
Thank you. 1 ball, 1 strike. Felipe Paulino tapped out in front of the plate. His first time up. 2-0 Rockies. Rockies have 5 hits to the Astros 4. Michael Bourne is on deck. Against the tough Ubaldo Jimenez. He's had 2 double play balls. He threads that slider over the outside edge for a 1-2 count. Cubs lead the Braves 5-1 in the bottom of the 8th in Atlanta. That's strikeout number 3 for Jimenez.
Got Q with a neck-high fastball, and then he gets Paulino with one of the better curveballs he's flipped up there tonight. So the trend continues with Felipe Paulino getting absolutely no run support in his starts.
Michael Bourne will try to help that. He has a single and a walk and a stolen base tonight. Atkins in tied at third. Bourne looks at the breaking pitch for ball 1. Miguel Tejada's on deck. Randy Wells pitching for the Cubs tonight in Atlanta against Kenshin Kawakami.
Randy Wells flirted with a no-hitter.
Did he?
Yeah, I think he gave up his first hit in the 7th or 8th.
Soriano and Lee have gone deep for the Cubs. Garrett Anderson, big one for the Braves. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The ball came back over the corner from Michael. Took that late jab swing at it. Now it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Astros at first and third, nobody out in the 3rd inning. Manny Mendez got a strikeout and a double play ball. He's born back with ball 3 at 98, 3-2. He does keep the hitters loose.
Yeah, a lot of it I don't think is by design. He's got that funky delivery and just doesn't have great command, but it works well for him. Effectively wild. You're not going to dig in against him.
Line into right center field. Bourne is hustling around first. Fowler gets to it. Bourne headed for second. Fowler's throw right there, but safe.
Great baseball. 2 outs. Out of the box, he's thinking double. Well worth the risk, even if they throw him out. Nice night for Michael. Single stolen base, walk, and now a 2-out hustle double. As if to say to Fowler, his counterpart out there, said, "Yeah, you're fast. Look what I got."
Super look from that left field tight shot we had a moment ago. Bourne indeed was safe from the call by Lance Barksdale, which was the correct call. Bourne hustles his way to double number 9 of the year. Now it's Miguel Tejada. He singled to right center in the 3rd after a fly ball to center in the 1st. Strike for Jimenez. They're throwing 98. Pirates have beaten the Mets 3-1. Zach Duke going to 6-4 with a win over Johan Santana. He's 7-3. Matt Capps got save number 12. Jason Jaramillo hit a home run, his first.
It's today, Tuesday?
Yep.
So we'll probably see Duke on Sunday.
Yep. Our Texas Ford dealers, league leaders, show you the NL leaders in multi-hit games. Tejada's number 1 in 23 multi-hit games. Then it's the O-Dog, Orlando Hudson, Raul Ibanez, Freddie Sanchez, and Hunter Pence rounding out the top 5.
I think Miggy's had more multi-hit games than he's had single-hit games.
He probably has. That's a pretty good-looking pitch. Yeah. 1-2.
And you might as well not swing at it until you get 2 strikes anyway.
Brought it back.
Just a little bit off the edge.
And time called as Phillips goes to the mound. Hunter Pence is on deck. 68 pitches now for Ubaldo. 42 of them have been strikes.
Seems like all pitchers whose names begin with U throw hard.
Who else do you have in mind?
We get Urbina.
Oh, yeah.
That's all I got.
Bouncer up the middle. Quintanilla diving. Off through into center field. Bourne around to score. 2-1 now on the RBI single by Tejada. 30th run batted in for Tejada. Another multi-hit game for him.
Boy, and that's why team speed is so important. About any other hitter on the club, maybe in the league, very few guys are going to turn that ball that Bourne hit into a double, and it pays off in spades here. This ground ball eludes Quintanilla, and we got a 2-1 ball game.
Hustle is a big part of that run. As Bourne stretched that single into a double, scored, and the Tejada hit. Now Hunter Pence bats. He's 0 for 2, fly ball and a strikeout.
Tulowitzki might not get it out on that ball, but he probably keeps it in the infield.
He has tremendous range. Saw him make 2 good plays on Masonette up the middle last night to his left. There's ball 1. Here's the Angels 6-4 at the end of 8 in Toronto. Montreal's hit his 7th for the Jays. 1-1. Florida is pounding Milwaukee at Florida 10-1 after 5. Dan Uggla hit number 10. Cody Ross number 8. Fouls it away, 1-2. The Brewers in first place in the NL Central have a 1-game lead over St. Louis, 2.5 over Cincinnati. Since 1995, which was the first year of 6 divisions and a postseason, 59 teams who were in first place on June 1st of '89 went on to reach the playoffs at 66%. Back 1-2 still. Last year, 5 of the 6 teams who led on June 1st made it to the playoffs. Still only about 1/3 of the way through the season. Breaking pitch, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Hunter Pence. Well, the Brewers, of course, will have their challenges maintaining first in this division. It seems like it probably will be scrambled the way things are headed right now. Manny Parra really got pounded tonight. 4 innings, 10 earned runs. Foul.
Well, and that's why you started to hear some of the trade rumors start to percolate. You know, there's more teams that stay in the mix, more teams are going to be looking for that edge. A lot of folks setting their sights on Jake Peavy.
Those names are starting to be circulated as trade bait. Foul by Hunter. Battle continues at 2-2. Another of those being circulated is tomorrow night's Rockies starter, Jason Marquis. Jim Tracy just focusing on this 11-game road trip, saying that this will be a good opportunity to show that the Rockies are a better team on the road than their 11-16 record. They'll play 4 in St. Louis and 3 in Milwaukee. They could have an impact on the NL Central standings before it's all over. In tight for ball 3. Full count to Hunter. He's had several of those in recent games.
And Jimenez punched him out with a good breaking pitch last time. Let's see if he goes back with the curveball, if he stays with the fastball.
They're going, and it's high ball 4. Hunter Pence wants a walk. That's number 3 of the night for Jimenez.
And a helicopter slider moving up and in on Hunter. Pretty easy pitch to lay off of, and Jimenez going to get a little visit from the pitching coach, Bob Apodaca. Starting to fly open a little bit here in this inning, leaving pitches up.
Apodaca was with the Mets for a long time. 78 pitches for Jimenez. 27 of those coming in this inning. Give him a little bit of a breather.
Dak was on that 73 Met World Series team, I believe.
Okay. Right, he was a relief pitcher. 6 hits now, 1 run allowed against Jimenez. Carlos Lee is 0 for 2. He bounced into a double play in the 3rd. Coming up with 1st and 3rd occupied and 1 out to get Jimenez out of that jam. Strike 1 to El Caballo, who said the last 2 weeks have been about the worst of his career. He was in an RBI drought. He went 58 plate appearances between runs batted in, covering a 13-game span. Chance for him to really have an impact on this game if he comes up with a hit here. He hit a home to get those folks excited. 1 ball, 1 strike. They're ready to ride again tonight.
What's going on with this guy?
Got his hat. It's like he crashed the party.
What's he doing?
He's a gate crasher. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Caballito wannabe.
He's a sombrero.
That man a sombrero.
Up the middle. Glove by the second sacker, Barmas, who throws on a bounce and gets Lee. Excellent play by Barmas. And the Astros settle for a run on 2 hits. They leave 2 through 5. It's 2-1 Rockies.
On his favorite major league cities.
Favorite city? Well, I like Texas. You know, I played with the Rangers for 12 years, and I have a lot of friends there. So I just look forward. Now I'm playing for Houston. It's in Texas, so it's going to be a lot of friends I'm going to go and see me play. So I like Texas.
And he likes Texas, guys. I don't kind of like in Florida.
Are you really? You kid. You kid.
We know he meant the Rangers.
Fly ball center field. Todd Helton on a 1-0 count. Pumps one up in the air for Michael Bourne. 1 out. And Brad Hopp coming up next. Now a 2-1 ball game. So Paulino's pitched better than his record might indicate with that lack of run support, even though he has a high ERA. Had a very good first start of the year here against Cincinnati. 6 shutout innings, and has been in other games in which he's gone 6 innings, and they're winnable types of games if he gets run support. Just having to hang in there again tonight. Same story. Brad Hopp, the batter. RBI double in the 4th. He's 1 for 2. Here's strike 1. Paulino still throwing 97. 76 pitches into the game.
Yeah, I'd imagine he'd be throwing 97, 140 pitches into the game. He just might not have very good control of them. Pitchers tend not to lose velocity when they get tired as much as they lose command.
Drew Robinson watching. Now it is 2-1. Tampa Bay Rays lead the Royals 4-2 in the bottom of the 8th. In the dirt for ball 3. Now 3-1 to Hoff. Sonnenstein pitching tonight for the Rays. Al Davies started for the Royals. Jose Guillen hit his 5th home run for Kansas City. Ben Zobrist with number 9 for Tampa Bay. A walk to Hoff. That's number 1 of the night.
Yeah, in Felipe's 6 previous starts, while he's been in the game, 3 times the Astros put 1 run on the board, and the other 3 they didn't score at all. And They came on and they scored a few runs later on in some of those games. But while he's been out there, very little run support. And it's tough to pitch when you're always in these white knucklers or down a run or no margin for error.
Garrett Atkins flares one to shallow right. Masonette digging for it, calling. 2 outs. Paulino hanging in quite well. Now it's Smith. Smith had the RBI single in the 4th inning, which drove in run number 2. Montera's going to go out and talk. And Tim Burdack is warming up for Houston.
Featuring some shades out there.
He sure is.
He is every bit a left-hander.
Yeah, he fits the mold.
Yep. I'm proud of him.
You ever wear shades while you're warmed up?
No, but I just find like the goofy nature of the stereotypical left-hander.
It's a lot of pressure to live up to, though, being goofy. So Smith is 1 for 2. Well, you have to be goofy every single day.
Yeah, that's a thing. You got to stay true to yourself.
Strike to Smith.
Looks a little bit like Andy Bennis.
Yeah. Trinidad Hubbard is in town with the Rockies. Saw him before the game today. Former Astro. No balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, he's working as a minor league coordinator, coach, roving coach. And he makes his home here in Houston, so he came in with the big club, spent some time with them, and a chance to be at home. Played all the way up to and I think through the 06 season, at least in Mexico.
Still appear to be in playing shape.
Yeah, he's a rock. He's played about 9,000 minor league games.
His first spring training with the Astros in Kissimmee, he was catcher at that point. He was really hustling hard. Grabbed some attention. He was one of the fan favorites when he played for that Kissimmee club in Class A ball in Florida State League. Foul back. Still 0-2 to Smith.
Milton Bradley had to leave the game tonight with a leg injury, a calf strain. He's listed as day to day.
Cubs have been hit in the injury department.
Milton's starting to heat it up too at the bat.
Yeah. This one bouncing, and the runner will go to second base. On the wild pitch, Brad Hoff moves over, and the count goes to 1-2 on Smith.
Q wanted it down, and he got it. He got it down.
It was down.
52-foot slider.
Way down. 1-2 now. Quintanilla's on deck. And Hoff, the runner, at second in a 2-1 game. The Rockies are 10 games below 500 at 20-30. The Astros are 21-28.
Good try, a little backdoor slider. Just missed. This Smith's got a good eye. He doesn't chase many pitches out of the strike zone. 2 strikes, keyholing right there.
Has more walks than strikeouts. Strike 3. And Paulino delivers and gets a call for strikeout number 7 tonight. No runs, no hits, and a man stranded. 2-1 Rockies in the 6th. It's the Coors Light 6th inning. Let's check out the Frost Brewed Coors Light freeze cam. Showing you a freeze there on Michael Bourne. Hustled that hit into a double. Being a throw from Dexter Fowler. Came home on the single by Miguel Tejada. That's how close it was at second. And then he scored on the 2-out hit to make it 2-1 Rockies. That's the Coors Light freeze cam. Now it's the bottom of the 6th inning with Jimenez and the Rockies leading 2-1. Lance Berkman is 1 for 2. There's strike one. He's single to right in the 4th.
Lance, I'm talking to Marvin. That's probably a little high, maybe, huh? Yeah. Marvin may even have agreed with him.
Inside for a 1-ball-1-strike count. Jeff Fulcino is beginning to warm up. Troy Tulowitzki left the game with a left hand injury, and he's going for X-rays.
Didn't he have a hand or a wrist problem last year?
Yes.
Smashed a bat or something?
Yes, he did. $16 stitches in that one. Berkman looks at it and is ahead 3-1 in the count as Paulino could take this one for win number 2 if he could get some run support. He's done his part. 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs. 7 strikeouts is a new single game major league high for him. 3-2, but Fulcino is warming up in case the Astros get down to the pitcher spot. Others are getting loose. Troy Hawkins and Chris Sampson. Twins are shutting out the Indians 2-0 in the top of the 5th at Minnesota. Behind Kevin Slowey. With a bat flying out of his hands.
Washington Nationals scapegoated Randy St. Clair tonight.
Did they really?
Settled him. He'd been there for 7 years, the longest tenure. I believe probably the last uniform Montreal Expo from the days when he was up there.
Yeah.
Staff.
Who's taking over? Any idea?
Yeah. Let me see here. Steve McCaddy.
Okay, former Oakland right-hander.
Yeah.
Nick Johnson's another of those names being floated out there as trade bait and media rumors anyway. Into left field. Berkman just took it the other way. And he did that last night. Lance looking pretty relaxed at the plate, getting good results in the number 5 spot in the order. And leading off the inning for the 3rd straight time tonight. Been on twice doing that. That's a start. Jeff Blum will follow. He walked in the 2nd, bounced into a double play in the 4th.
Right after Lance singled, hit a pretty sharp ground ball the 2nd, turned into an easy double play for the Rocks.
Blum looks at ball 1. Dave Clark with signs. Sean Berry said he held up very well yesterday in his first day back on the job as hitting coach. No problems.
Yeah, he's pretty smart. What he would do was, while they asked him for hitting, of course, he'd be down there in the dugout keeping his books and talking to his hitters. And then between innings, he'd go up and watch a little video and then hit the couch in the clubhouse, just sit in the clubhouse and watch it on TV. So the only issue was Roy was, turning the lineup over so quickly. As soon as he sat down, he had to bounce back up and come down to the dugout.
2 balls and a strike. He'd love to see a big inning right now. Tight ball game. And his hands together for Jeff Blum. Now this is a tough assignment after being out for 8 or 9 days. Come back against this hard thrower. 3-1 for Blummer.
Yeah, so you'd like to start the base runner to stay out of the double play. And you're fearful of a swing and a miss too with Jimenez. There's plenty of those, but just 3 strikeouts tonight.
And a walk. Puts runners at 1st and 2nd, and nobody out for Edwin Mason. That's walk number 4 for Jimenez. He's thrown 93 pitches, and we'll see some activity out in the bullpen very soon.
Bob Apodaca is getting a lot of airtime tonight.
He sure is. Looks like could be the new catcher, Edwin Bayerine, sprinting for the bullpen. He may have just arrived. He was on his way during batting practice. And Apodaca at the mound. Runners at first and second with Masonette batting. Masonette's 1 for 2.
Now likely a bunt coming here from Masonette. Sacrifice bunt, move runners to second and third, where a base hit would give you the lead. And Q, and then a pinch hitter would come up for Paulino. Not easy by any means to get a bunt down against this guy. Square around, he throws that 98-mile-an-hour runner at your knuckles.
Reds lead the Cardinals 2-1. Jim Tracy's club leading by that same score here. The Rockies pinching in for that expected bunt from Masonette. Corner infielders on the move. And the pitch is taken for ball 1. Todd Helton was really coming in hard.
Yeah, the situation here where the Rockies want to be aggressive, try to nail Lance over there at third base, and you see Helton come that hard, you might as well pull the bat back and try to slash it by him, because it becomes a very low percentage play to try to get a bunt down, to try to control a bunt against a guy who throws as hard as Jimenez.
Strike. 1-1.
Again, the challenge, the mission, if you're up there to bunt and you get a strike, you ought to bunt out. You don't want to take a strike in that situation. Now, they may have had him taking a pitch just to see if they could work their way into a 2-0 count.
Quintero's on deck. Wanted foul. Guys, Fogg and Randy Flores are working the bullpen for the Rockies.
Edwards not able to get the job done here. A big assist to Todd Helton. Helton right up in his grill, making it awfully tough. Edwards trying to guide that one down to third base, fouling it off.
Fogg and Flores at work. Astros might be sending up a left-handed pinch hitter for the pitcher, depending on how the inning goes. Quintero on deck. Up the right field line, slicing, and Hop comes over. It's a foul ball. Over in that Hunter's Lodge area. Still 1-2 for Jimenez, who's thrown 97 pitches.
Now, Rockies back up with 2 strikes. Edmonds swinging away. Helton plays behind Blum down there at first base, so Jeff, even though he's got that bad wheel, has to make sure he gets a good aggressive lead. Try to upend a middle infielder on a double play ball.
Up the right field line again, and Hunter's Lodge gets another one.
She's old school.
Oh, yeah. A lot of people still prefer that look over any other Astros uniform. Bronson Arroyo and the Reds leading the Cardinals 2-1 in the bottom of the 5th, and Brad Thompson started for St. Louis tonight. Another ball outside the right field line. This one loops foul again.
Masonette doing a good job keeping his hands in. He's, if you get out and cast, you swing out around the baseball, you're vulnerable to hitting that double play. But by staying inside, thinking middle away, and keep the hands in, you're much more likely to elevate the ball.
Masonette with a good battling at bat after he didn't get the butt down.
Now whack this curveball through the hole. Oh my goodness.
Whoa. This one gets away. And on the strikeout, the runner advances to third base, Lance Berkman. Phillips.
Yeah, well, Phillips thought I was guessing curveball, and Phillips called for a curveball. He called for some kind of an off-speed pitch, and Jimenez threw a 98-mile-an-hour fastball that got nothing but umpire.
Oh, boy. Right elbow area of Marvin Hudson.
Man, he got smoked. Watch Phillips. He's looking for a breaking ball down and away. Oh, it's a 98-mile-an-hour heater. The catcher can adjust when he's looking fastball and you throw a breaking pitch. catcher can usually adjust to that one, but when you're looking for a breaking ball and he throws that good heater, no chance.
Marvin Hudson, we were talking about him earlier. He worked the previous Astros series in Pittsburgh. Assistant athletic trainer Rex Jones gets a smile from him. What's on tap with the Astros is brought to you by Bud Light. Looking ahead 24 hours, Jason Marquis and Brian Moeller. The matchup for tomorrow night, brought to you by Bud Light. Coverage begins at 6:30 on Fox Sports Houston. Marquis a 7-game winner, and Moeller's coming off a strong outing at Pittsburgh.
Tied for the league lead, I believe. It was last night anyway. I don't know if anybody else has moved to the head of the class.
Nope. Darren Erstad is moving into the batter's box, though. The pinch hit for Quintero.
So Blummer didn't get the second on that, eh?
No.
He must have thought it was fouled off or something.
Yeah, it was kind of a confusing play the way it developed, but Berkman did get to third with 1 out. So Erstad can tie the game if he scores Berkman. And Erstad coming up to 140 batting average, 7 hits and 50 at bats. Has no homers, 3 runs batted in. It's ruled a pass ball.
Boy, that's a hang with him for the catcher.
Yeah.
I was curious as to how they were going to rule that.
Erstad 4 for 22, 3 runs batted in, pinch hitting. Rockies are set up to turn 2. Erstad came up last night as a pinch hitter, grounded back to the pitcher. Aaron Cook in the 7th inning. Foul back. Strike 1. Erstad is 2 for 4 in his career against Jimenez. Quintero leaves the game after going 0 for 2. Paulino on deck, but the Astros would be ready to pinch hit for him too, with Fulchino in the bullpen.
And you know, and if Erstad delivers here, they may just let Paulino stay in this game the way he's throwing. Not likely, but possible. That would be rather Dirker-esque.
That would be. 0-2. Ubaldo Jimenez is over 100 pitches. He's thrown 100 or more in all but 1 start this year. He threw 91 in that one. This is start number 11 of the season for Ubaldo. Erstad slashes that one foul. Astros pinch hitters have 9 hits and 69 at bats. No homers, 5 runs batted in. This could be a very big delivery tonight if Erstad can get it. Ubaldo Jimenez in quest of win number 4 of the year. He misses to take the count to 1-2. Erstad's career against the Rockies, he's a .410 hitter. 4 homers, 13 runs batted in. That's for 78 at bats, 32 hits.
Try to come in on him.
And he fights it off. Still 1-2. Jim Tracy has his way. Jimenez gets out of the 6th inning with the lead, and he pinch hits for him. 2 up 3rd in the 7th. Phillies in San Diego have a later start out west with Jake Peavy going for San Diego. And some suggest he might be going for Philadelphia later on this year. That's ball 2. Erstad fighting his way back to a 2-2 count now. It's tough being down 0-2.
Rockies playing for the double play. Even Atkins back a little bit at third base.
And he fouls it. You wait around all night for 1 at bat. Comes in a tight situation against a hard thrower. Really charged with getting that runner home from 3rd and tying the game. been a rough season, and Darren Erstad might find a turnaround if he can deliver here. Taps that foul. You want to say, you know what, as many balls as he has fouled off here, he's done a nice job no matter what he does, but he wouldn't accept that.
No, he hasn't had many chances to play, so all of his at-bats pretty much coming one at a time, and it's awfully tough. We've talked about it a lot in recent days. This job is tough enough. If you don't get that occasional start to get some ABs under your belt, it's even tougher.
Another foul ball. He has continued to battle. This count 2-2.
Darren, such a good hitter over the years. Way back when, I think it was in 2000, he had a 240 hit season. I don't know what the book that the Rockies have on Darren, and I don't know how well Phillips knows him, but I'm a little bit surprised they haven't taken a shot way up. Just he's got him in swing mode now, so he can get him to chase something.
It's 3-2, and he'll be seeing the 11th pitch.
Now what do you do with Jeff Blum down there at first base? Are you more worried about the ground ball double play or the strikeout throwout double play?
Tough call.
And Blum with that hamstring, he probably just stays put.
Big 3-2 pitch. First and third, one out, a 1-run Rocky lead here in the sixth. Line it to short, caught by Quintanilla. 2 outs.
Well, you were prophetic, Brownie, because he did have a good at-bat. He battled hard and hit the ball pretty well.
Shame he couldn't loop one over the infielder, though. That makes such a difference. It's got to be the toughest job in sports, pinch hitting.
And he's such an intense guy, and frustrations are real high for him.
Now Pudge Rodriguez.
He may be inflicting a little damage in that tunnel.
Yeah. Our Chivas Regal replay shows you the first inning for Felipe Paulino. Dexter Fowler leading it off. 2-2 pitch. Whip. Breaking ball. Glenn Barman. Whip. Not helping. Whip. Paulino goes on to strike out 7, his major league high. And now he leads the game for the pinch hitter, Pudge Rodriguez. In this 2-1 game, Pudge has runners at first and third and 1 out.
Solid effort, great step in the right direction by Felipe tonight. His best performance since his first start back on April 19th when he went 6 shutout against the Reds.
Pudge Rodriguez, 265, 5 homers, 22 runs batted in. He's 0 for 3 as a pinch hitter, and he's snarling out at Jimenez as he steps in, trying to do something about this 2-1 deficit. Leans back from strike 1. Very good numbers for Paulino tonight. Chino's been warming up in the bullpen with Berkman at third base and Blum at first. Answer third. Atkins finishes the 6th inning with no runs, a hit. The Astros stranding 2. It's 2-1 Rockies after 6. Astros baseball on Fox Sports Houston is brought to you by the MD Anderson Cancer Center, by Steel, and by TechStop. Click it or ticket. Very good ball game tonight here in downtown Houston, as Jeff Fulchino comes in, and Pudge Rodriguez also enters the game to be his battery mate. Jimenez working out of trouble in the 6th inning to maintain his 1-run lead. Ivan Pudge Rodriguez warming up Jeff Fulchino after a very good 6 innings from Paulino, allowing 5 hits, 2 runs. Fulchino's 0-1 with a 3.79 ERA.
The Astros getting yet another outstanding effort from their starting pitcher. Unfortunately for Felipe, he's on the wrong side of the ledger tonight. Fulchino, his mission obviously keep it right there, see if the Astros can strike back against the Rocks. Jeff working for the 14th time, no wins and a loss. He's really been throwing the ball well of late.
Two to 1 game in the 7th inning, and it's Omar Quintanilla up for the first time. He took over for the injured Troy Tulowitzki at shortstop. Quintanilla takes a look at it. It is strike 1 as the 7th inning begins. Quintanilla has had 19 Rockies at bats with a .211 batting average, 4 hits. First round pick by Oakland in 03. He's from El Paso, Texas, and the University of Texas. Chino misses. The count goes to 1-1. Quintanilla had 4 hits in the championship game of the College World Series in 02 for the Longhorns. Came up with the Rockies in 05. Good fastball. And he's late on that one. It's 1-2 for Fulchino. Fulchino's last 3 outings have brought him a total of 5 1/3 innings of scoreless ball. He had 5 strikeouts in 2 innings at Cincinnati a week ago yesterday.
He gets good carry on his 4-seam fastball, has good life as it gets into the hitting zone. And been working in that split-fingered pitch a fair bit in his last 3 or 4 times out. It's been a very effective weapon for him against the left-handed hitters especially.
This is the Rockies' first look at Fulchino. Still 1-2 with Phillips on deck. The pitcher spot due up third. The Astros lead in hits 7-5, but they trail 2-1. The Rockies getting both their runs in the 4th. Back-to-back doubles by Helton and Hopp, and a 2-out single by Smith. Foul ball by Quintanilla.
Quintanilla at least giving his mates a chance to take a look at Fulchino. They've seen all of his weapons now. Good heater, the splitter, and that time Quintanilla spoiled the slider.
He looks at that one for ball 2. 29-year-old Jeff Fulchino from Titusville, Florida. Has toiled in the minors for 8 years. He was with Kansas City for a dozen games last year. Had 1 game with Florida in 06. Florida drafted him in 01 in the 8th round. Fly ball near the line in left. Carlos Lee was positioned toward that area. 1 out. And Fulchino and Paul Phillips both were in that Kansas City organization. They square off right now. Phillips was a 9th round pick in '98. Then he moved along to the White Sox before signing last January as a free agent. Matt Merton comes out to the on-deck circle. Pitcher spot due up next. Fastball foul for strike 1.
Nothing wrong with swinging hard as long as you're swinging at strikes, and Phillips let the bat head fly there. Looking for a heater on that first offering, just a little tardy.
He didn't come over here to ride the train. 1 ball, 1 strike. Although it would be fun. Patty Smith has been up there. About time for Patty to make another appearance on the train, isn't it?
I haven't seen a guy up there. Has he been up there?
I haven't seen him.
He's on vacation.
1 ball and 2 strikes.
Well, there he is.
Actually, Brownie, I've been up there twice. I think it might be your turn to go up there.
Oh, we have to take turns, do we?
Well, it's only fair.
Okay.
He's up there snoozing. He's sleeping in the train.
He's sleeping in the train? Line shot into center field. A hit for Phillips. He gets a good result, and he's on with 1 out. For the pinch hitter now, Matt Merton.
This date in Astros history is brought to you by the M.D. Anderson Cancer Center. June 2nd, 1977. The Bull, Bob Watson, a 3-run blast in the top of the 9th to tie the Reds 3-3. Then Art Howe scorches a 2-run double in the 11th for a 6-4 victory. Way to go, Artie, the game winner. Bob Watson had 4 hits in that game.
Art, Mr. Clutch, he's trying to figure out what he did.
Why are these guys showing me? And what are they saying about me?
Matt Merton, former Chicago Cub, looks at that one. There is strike 1 as he pinch hits for Ubaldo Jimenez. Merton comes up with a .256 average. 1 homer, 4 runs batted in. He's had 39 at bats. As a pinch hitter, he's 2 for 9 with an RBI. Ubaldo Jimenez threw 113 pitches, 71 of them strikes. Good night's work for Jimenez. Snap throw to first. Diving back in Phillips. 0-2 the count on Merton. Jimenez gave up 7 hits, 1 run in his 6 innings. He walked 4. Had 4 strikeouts. He got 2 double play balls along the way, and then in the 6th he had runners at first and second, nobody out. He got very tough getting Masonette, Van Erstad, and Rodriguez. Rocky bullpen will be coming in soon with a 5-9 record this year, 5.30 ERA. Merton's looking around as if puzzled. And what is the count? Is it 0-2? That's what the scoreboard has. Yeah. That's what the count is for Marvin Hudson. But Merton apparently was confused about that. Now Jim Tracy might feel that the count should be 1-1. So he's on his way to the mound. Okay.
Maybe some confusion because of the snap throw from Pudge as he came up out of his crouch to catch that pitch. And the Rockies didn't see Hudson make the strike call.
Quite possible. No protest. They just want to clarify what the situation is. Merton came up with the Cubs and he had some promise as a power hitter. Started to offer and then he checked his swing. Merton's now 27. He had been a first-round pick of Boston in 03, but first arrived in the big leagues as a Cub in 05. Started a game against Wandy Rodriguez 2 weeks ago in Colorado and struck out all 3 times against Wandy. Breaking pitch. He lays off. It's 2-2.
Yeah, Merton may be one of those guys who's just not fast enough to be a speed guy and not enough power to, you know, you want in a corner outfield position. He had 13 home runs for the Cubs in 06. But a guy who gives you a tough at bat. Can strike out a lot, will work a walk.
That one looked good, but on appeal, he checked his swing. James Hoy with a call.
Yeah, see, that looked like a real good pitch. Certainly on the plate. Maybe Marvin ruling that it was down. Just a hair low. I would argue the proximity to the knees and the half a swing, you add it all together and it's a strike.
Half a swing plus location equals strike. Now 3-2 with 1 out. Phillips is going. There's a ground ball hit behind him into right field. Phillips is turning to third. There's that speed you talked about from the former college center fielder. Merton coming through with a pinch single. First and third, one out for Fowler now.
Boy, how pretty was that? Masonette runs over to cover the bag, and Merton exploits that hole on the right side perfectly. The Rockies looking to play a little add-on here in the seventh.
Paid attendance is 24,041. Merton came through. Now Fowler, the Astros set up to turn a double play, is 1 for 3. He singled to right field off the glove of Hunter Pence.
And double play ends the inning, but Fowler, with his speed, a tough man to double. And if you don't get your double play, the Rockies score the third run.
That's not anything you want to live with if you're in that Houston dugout. You mentioned Carlos Gonzalez, who's hitting so well as the center fielder for Colorado Springs. He leads the minors with 59 runs batted in. And he was the key.
59?
Yeah.
Wow. That's a big number.
He had a 3-run homer and a double and drove in 4 last night. So he could be on his way pretty quickly. That's the key player coming from Oakland. And that trade for Matt Holliday. 2 balls, no strikes. Robinson out. Fulchino and Pudge. And now back to work with a 2-0 count.
So he leads, you said, all the minor leagues in
Yes.
Prince Fielder leads the National League with 48. Wow. I don't know what the American League's featuring. He may be leading all of baseball.
Nice. Tim Burdack warming up.
Oh, Evan Longoria's got 55.
That's pretty good.
He's got a chance, that kid. Wow. Yeah, well, I remember early in the year, remember we were playing that game with pace. He was on pace to drive in about 260.
3-0. Fulchino in a pickle here. Barmas on deck. Fastball threads in over the inside corner for a 3-1 count now.
Yeah, and he's right now in a position where he's kind of at the mercy of the count. He's got to throw foul or a strike. So Dexter can likely sit on a fastball here. Even though he's sitting on it, and that's the problem we were talking about when we were in Colorado. A little bit of a long, loopy swing.
Colorado 2 for 4 with men in scoring position. Houston 10 for 10. This will be a big pitch, it would appear, for Fulchino next.
Be inclined to go right back to that same pitch, trying to fill that fastball up and in a little bit, but it looks like they're going away.
Hunter going from first. Here's the throw on this swing and a miss, and a stolen base on the strikeout by Fowler. Merton steals it. Runners at second and third now, and 2 outs.
Well, big opportunity for the Rockies. The Astros have had a couple chances with a man on third and less than 2 outs and not been able to cash in, and now the Rockies potentially blow a golden opportunity with this punch out, and Fulchino throws the fastball right by him.
Second steal of the year for Merton.
Pudge arguing that he was interfered with by Fowler. There does not have to be contact on that play for the umpire to rule interference. If he feels like the batter impeded the catcher's ability to make the throw, he could rule interference. Take a look at it. He reaches for this outside pitch, drifts. Yeah, and then Pudge kind of cut off his throw a little bit.
Yeah. See how that changed.
You almost never see it called without contact.
Good pitch there for Fulchino on Barmas. For strike one. Barmas is 0 for 3. Helton on deck. Astros have Bourne, Tejada, and Pence due up in the bottom half. It's 1-1.
Burdack, who was up earlier, is up in the bullpen, and he's ready to go for Helton should Barmes reach.
Barmes drove in 44 runs last year. Popped up. Berkman in. Bolchino out of a jam in the 7th. No runs, 2 hits. 2 men stranded. 2-1 Rockies.
Summary, the pitching very good tonight. Jimenez and Paulino both outstanding performances. Paulino a career high 7 punch-outs. Brad Hopp an RBI double in the 4th also scored. That's been the difference. Miguel Tejada extends his hit streak to 16 games, the 24th multi-hit game for Miggy this year.
Fans still enjoying the 7th inning stretch. Randy Flores is warming up, coming in with a 2-1 lead to work the bottom of the 7th inning. And it'll be lefty on lefty as the southpaw Flores takes over from Jimenez, who pitched so well. Phillips meeting Flores at the mound. Flores in 5 games has an ERA of 0.
Yeah, Flores was not with the Rockies when we were in Colorado recently. Glendon Rush, the veteran lefty, was in the pen, but shortly after we left, Rush was designated for assignment, and they called up Flores. And it appears to have been a pretty good move because those are very good numbers.
Flores, 33 years old. He was with St. Louis last season. He's been putting in a lot of appearances the last 4 years in the major leagues. Bourne has been on all 3 times. Breaking pitch up and in, ball 1. He has a single, a walk, and a double.
And Flores is tough on lefties, a little low 3/4 delivery. He likes to start that breaking ball behind your shoulder and sweep it to the outside third of the plate.
Bunted. Flores plays it. And tosses to Helton, 1 out. Miguel Tejada follows.
Michael's been working hard on his bunting. Looking like she ran a BP today. Working on dragging the ball and pushing some to third. Get a little more on that, get it past Flores, and he's got himself a knock.
Jim Tracy apparently wants to make the move here as he got that 1 key out from his lefty reliever Flores. He'll take the ball now. The Astros call to the bullpen, brought to you by Verizon Wireless. And the Rockies will move with another reliever in just a moment right after this. managerial maneuvering moves on to Joel Peralta. And Peralta, the right-hander, comes in now with right-handed hitting Tejada, Pence, and Lee due up next. He's 0-0 in 3 games with a 3.18 ERA.
Called up May 18th from AAA Colorado Springs, and Matt Daly went on the DL. He's worked this 3 times. And for the Rockies last year, the last 3 years, he was a Kansas City Royal. It was part of the time. 40 games last year for the Royals, a 5.98 ERA.
Faces Miguel Tejada, who's 2 for 3 with an RBI. And you'll be seeing our Firestone in-game box score coming up, showing you the Astros hitters and how they've done. Peralta delivers, strike 1.
Jim Tracy has double barrel action going in his bullpen still, so he's prepared to play the matchup game. Depending on what happens, got a righty and a lefty working out there.
Peralta from the Dominican, 33 years old. Missing there, and the count goes to 1-1. I mentioned Matt Daly. Daly was placed on the disabled list with a sprained foot. That was a fluke accident. He was running to back up home plate. The umpire behind the plate, Bill Welke, on a play, tossed the bat out of the way. It landed right under Daly's foot. He was taking his next step, and that's how he hurt his ankle. Giving Peralta a chance to be here. 1-2.
Bad luck for Daly and for Welke. How bad did he feel? Yeah, awful. Alan Embry's the lefty, and Manny Corpus the righty. Jim Wright, and the bullpen coach for the Rockies.
Peralta made 40 appearances last year with the Royals. He made 62 in 07 and 64 in 06 for Kansas City. And he and Paul Phillips, the former battery mates there with the Royals, really not on the same page here.
What, today is? No. Today is the anniversary of Babe Ruth announcing his retirement. 1935 at the age of 40. It's also the anniversary of Lou Gehrig's death. At the age of 37 in 1941. Sad day in Yankee history.
Tejada strikes out. He's been the toughest man to fan. Number 2.
There's something funky there. It's like a forkball. It's kind of an off-speed pitch. Give us a straight change.
Coming on the board is his split finger. Hunter Pence is 0 for 2 with a walk. Peralta began his professional career as an outfielder in the Oakland organization. Then when he was with the Angels, he converted to pitching. He comes in for strike 1. Hunter 0 for 2 with a walk.
Starts with that split finger grip. That strikeout pitch through Tejada looked like he really buried. If you bury that split finger pitch really deep, it kind of squirt out of your hand and tumble. Sometimes it almost looks like a knuckleball.
Not foul. He's got some good movement. 4 balls, 2 strikes. Peralta faced the Astros twice when he was in town with Kansas City in 06. Two-run double to Lance Berkman. Astros would love to see Berkman bat here in the 7th inning, trailing 2-1. Carlos Lee's on deck. It's 1-2. The Astros have lost 30 games in a row going back to last year, and they've trailed after 6 innings. This might be a good time to break that number.
It's the longest active such streak. If that's grammatically correct.
Yeah, well, it's time to make it inactive now.
Hunter hasn't hit a home run in a while.
Ooh. Little tap. Peralta throws him out. by brushing with Phillips, the catcher. He gets out number 3. And after 7, it's 2-1 Rockies.
We present the 10-year bracket challenge. Go to Astros.com to cast your vote today to pick the top moment in Minute Maid Park history. Guys?
Thanks, Patty. Pitcher number 3 comes out of the Astros bullpen. He is left-hander Tim Burdack with an 0-1 record, a 3.50 ERA to face Todd Helton, Brad Hoff, and then Garrett Atkins is due up third.
Hey, he took those shades off that he had on out in the pen.
Sure did. Helton swings and fouls it for strike 1. Jeff Fulcino in 1 inning allowed 2 hits, no runs. He had no walks and struck out 1. Helton, a 5-time All-Star. Bounces one off the glove of Burdack, deflected over to Masonette. Takes care of out number 1. 1-4-3.
Tim has struggled against lefty hitters this year. They were hitting .333. Prior to that, at bat 11 for 33 against them. Righties have done nada. It's 3 out of 33. Kind of a backward year for him.
Yes, it is. Brad Hoff had the RBI double in the 4th inning. Then he walked in the 6th. 1 for 2 tonight. The Oakland Athletics lead the White Sox 5-0 at the end of 8. Hoff takes a look at strike 1. The A's might be sellers on the trade market if they continue to scuffle this year in the American League. 1 ball, 1 strike. Phillies got 4 in the 1st at San Diego off Jake Peavy. Phillies have hung in pretty well. 2 balls and a strike. They've had their share of problems this year, but they remain atop the NL East. Phillies have a 1.5 game lead on the Mets coming into play tonight. Seattle 2, Baltimore 0 after 1 at Seattle. Eric Bedard, the pitcher for the Mariners. He's another of those guys who could be changing uniforms at some point. 3-1 to Hoff. Washington drubbed San Francisco 10-6. That's a walk. Runner at first, 1 out for Atkins now. Atkins 0 for 3. Ron Vallone won that one for the Nationals, beating Bobby Howry. It's a week's worth of runs for the Nationals. 10 runs on 14 hits. Yankees whack Texas 12-3. A.J. Burnett going to 4-2. Vicente Padilla 3-3 with the loss. Becky Matsui and Jorge Posada went deep for New York. Strike to Atkins. Cubs in Atlanta are in the bottom of the 11th inning, tied 5-5.
Oh man, Cubs coughed that one up. 5-1, 5-0 lead.
They gave up
late in that ball game.
Yeah, they gave up 3 in the 8th and 2 in the 9th. 1-1.
Well, good thing they're in Atlanta.
Yeah,
Wrigley would not have been very happy with that.
That's for sure. The Cubs are 4 games ahead of the Astros in the NL Central and coming in to Minute Maid Park next week. Starting Tuesday night. Thursday game's a day game, a getaway day. 2-1 the count. Daisuke Matsuzaka won his first. Boston down Detroit in Detroit 5-1. Rick Porcello the loser. Let's look at the NL Central. St. Louis just a half behind Milwaukee, and Cincinnati right in the hunt. Chicago, Pittsburgh, and Houston. Milwaukee losing decisively 10-3 at Florida. Brooke Badenhop winner there, beating Manny Parra. Little conference at the mound with a count 2-1 on Atkins, and there's Alberto Arias warming up. Roy Halladay is 9-1, JD.
Yeah. He's one of the best pitchers in all of baseball, and at the same time, one of the most underrated pitchers in all of baseball. Year in and year out, that guy is money.
They beat the Angels 6-4 in Toronto tonight. Joe Saunders the loser. Now it's 3 balls, 1 strike. There's lefty hitting Seth Smith on deck.
See if you can get him to roll over on a little two-seamer down and away, maybe.
Fouls it, and it's 3-2. Garrett Atkins. Fulcino got out of trouble. Keep this game at 2-1. The hits are even at 7. No errors in the game tonight. That last pitch Saturday at Pittsburgh. Fly ball, Hunter Pence in and right. Taking care of the second out. Now Smith. Burdack working to a hitter who's 1 for 3. He had the RBI single in the 4th inning off Paulino. In that Cubs game, Carlos Marmo gave up a run in 1 inning. Kevin Gregg gave up 2 runs in 1 inning. Good start for Randy Wells tonight. 7 innings, 2 hits, 1 run allowed.
He's been pitching pretty well. Not a whole lot to show for in the win column, but overall the Cubs pitching has performing pretty well the last week or 10 days.
Bounce to first. Perkman comes in. He got to it when it was still a fair ball and took it for out number 3. No runs, no hits, and a man stranded. 2-1 Rockies in the middle of the 8th. Rapid rewind. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. It's a 2-1 lead for the Rockies. Bottom of the 8th inning. Lee, Berkman, Blum due up for the Astros. Their fans have had time to stretch. They're still waiting for more runs. And Manny Corpus is in the game. He is pitcher number 4. Joel Peralta retired both batters he faced with a strikeout in the 7th inning. Randy Forrest retired the only man he faced, Michael Bourne. Lee is 0 for 3.
It's an all Panama matchup.
That's right. These two guys got into it last year in Colorado. Strike one. Corpus has struggled this season to the tune of 0-3 with a 6.35 ERA.
And his stock has obviously risen a little bit in that they're using him here to protect this 2-1 lead in the 8th inning.
Yes.
Because when we were in Colorado, we weren't going to sniff the mound in a close game.
Pitch for Panama in the World Baseball Classic, but has not been able to get it going once the Major League season started after pitching 76 times for the Rockies last year. Yes, it is. Strike 3. Fox is really looking.
Drop down, hard sinking fastball. Tough night for Carlos after swinging it well last night. 3 hits and a home run last evening. Tonight 0 for 4. Double play and a punch out.
Lee was hit by a pitch from Corpus back in 07 at Colorado. The bench is emptied on that one. Lance Berkman is 2 for 3. Corpus with 2 perfect innings this season against the Astros in Colorado. It's tapped foul, strike 1.
Rockies without Taylor Buchholz, the former Astro. He really pitched well for them last year. He's on the DL, but getting close to returning.
Yeah. Nobody in the lineup for the Astros has a hit off Corpus. Corpus goes to a 1-1 count on Lance Berkman. Corpus came in Saturday night and got a key out and then an ending double play on just 3 pitches. It's 1-2 for Corpus. At one point he was the closer for the Rockies this year instead of Houston Street. Street had a rough start. And opponents were 8 for 15 with 2 homers against him in his first 4 games. So Corpus got a shot. Strikeout.
See why they're starting to put him in more meaningful roles.
Yeah.
There's 2 punch outs and just nasty pitches. 94. Watch the movement.
Jeff Blum comes up. The Astros had runners at first and second in the 6th inning. Nobody out. Since then, 8 straight Astros have been retired. There's strike 1. Blum 0 for 1 with 2 walks tonight. Edwin Masonette's on deck. No balls, 2 strikes. Corpus looking very strong here. He leads the Rockies in appearances with 24 this year prior to tonight. He's led them the last 2 years in appearances. 1-2. Corpus from Panama City. Blum taps it foul, staying alive with 1 ball, 2 strikes. Rockies have Quintanilla, Phillips, and the pitcher spot due up in the 9th. Corpus has been charged with 3 of the Rockies bullpen's 9 losses this year. It's 2-2. Tampa Bay and Andy Sonnenstein knocked off Kansas City 6-2. Sonnenstein going to 4-5, beating Kyle Davies. He's 2-5. Blum with a hit to right center. Becomes the first Astros base runner since he drew a walk in the 6th. Edwin Masonette next.
Might see Matt Cata run here, you think, in the bottom of the 8th, down a run.
That's exactly what's happening. Matt Cata makes his Astros debut as the pinch runner for Jeff Blum, who did quite a job after missing 8 days. Reached base 3 times in this game. Masonette the batter. Jason Michaels in the on deck circle. Pitcher spot due up next. Masonette single to right in the 2nd inning. He's 1 for 3. Cata, 31 years old, lives in Round Rock. There's ball 1. He just joined the Astros a few days ago in Pittsburgh with the disabling injury of Kazuo Matsui. Matt came up through the Arizona organization. He's been in the big leagues with the Diamondbacks, Phillies, the Rangers, Pirates. Last year he was at AAA Indianapolis. His major league career, 8 steals in 12 attempts.
Yeah, and I don't think that substitution was with a stolen base in mind, but just a little bit more speed with the injury to Blum and a chance to score on a double. Or first to third on a base hit.
2-0. Well, Cata is being watched right now by his former high school football coach, Avon Lakes, Ohio. Jack Corrigan is one of the Rockies radio broadcasters.
Jack was his high school football coach.
Yeah. Strike makes it 2-1.
Might have been a tad low there, Marvin.
Fans would agree with you. And that's below the knee of the catcher, Paul Phillips.
A lot of movement. Well, that one's probably a little low. It was on the plate. Would have been 3-0.
Corpus shaking off the sign from Phillips. Liner into center. Cata going first to second, and Fowler juggles the ball, now drops it, but Cata had stopped on the single by Masonette. It's 2 for 4.
Cata hustling, gave himself a chance to advance to third, but cannot anticipate that Fowler's going to mishandle that ball, and with 2 outs, you're not going to gamble there anyway. Whether you're on second or third, it's still going to take a base hit to drive you in.
Now it's Jason Michaels pinch hitting for Tim Burdack. Burdack in 1 inning, allowing no hits, no runs, has 1 walk, no strikeouts. Michaels comes up with runners at first and second, 2 down, carrying a 179 batting average. He's had 39 at bats with 7 hits. Bob Apodaca went out for a quick visit. And Michaels now in this key situation as a pinch hitter, 3 for 20 this season. Darren Erstad had a battling pinch hit at bat in the 6th inning. Runners at first and third and 1 out. He lined to shortstop. Really worked hard and made some contact there. And now Michaels is trying to deliver Cata from second to tie this game. Anything else would be a bonus. They're just reaching base with Pudge Rodriguez on deck would be fine. Ball 1. Especially with a tough right-hander. Corpus, even though his numbers are not good, he is throwing well tonight. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Pretty good arms in that Rocky outfield, especially Brad Hopp out there and right. But with 2 outs, and Keita being a good heady baser, I think Dave Clark's going to try to score him on just about anything here.
2-1 to J. Mike.
Situation where you're down a run in the 8th with a couple outs, you're going to force the opposition to make a play.
Michael's got a start Sunday in Pittsburgh. Went 0 for 4, but he hit the warning track a couple of times. Hit 4 fly ball outs. Some of those really well hit. How's that one? And it's 2-2. Back in 08, Jason hit a pinch hit grand slam off Adam Wainwright of the Cardinals. He has 5 pinch homers. Two and 2 outs, 2 on. Astros about hit the Rockies 9-7 now. Corpus strikes out the side. It's no runs, 2 hits, 2 left. On to the 9th inning, 2-1 Rockies. Astros baseball on Fox Sports Houston is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, by your Texas Ford dealers, by Bobtail Express, and by Budweiser. Good ball game in downtown Houston tonight. Rockies 2, Astros 1. 9th inning brings more changes now for Houston. Edwin Masonette has moved from second base to third base. Jeff Blum leaving the game earlier for the pinch runner Matt Keita in the bottom of the 8th inning, and Keita stays in to play second base, leaving one position player unused by the Astros, Jeff Keppinger. Alberto Arias, the former Rocky, comes in for the 9th inning with no decisions and a 4.35 ERA.
Working for the 12th time, first time since last Wednesday in Cincinnati. No wins or losses, a 4.35 ERA for Alberto. Showing good sink on the fastball and a nice curveball as well.
Alberto faces Omar Quintanilla, leading it off in the 9th inning. You might refer to Alberto as the Astros' second left-hander in the bullpen, even though he's right-handed. Bunted foul. Yeah, it's a foul ball. Strike one, because that's the way Cecil Cooper thinks of him. With Wesley Wright option to AAA Round Rock, that leaves the Astros with only one lefty reliever, Tim Burdack. So Burdack's already been used, and he wants a guy who can get left-handed hitters out, and Arias has good numbers doing that, even though he's right-handed.
That sinker that moves down and away from the left-handed hitters is a good weapon to do that. Right there, they're trying to lift the ball or turn on the ball And a lot of good is going to happen for them if he throws that sinker in a good spot. And there's been a number of guys. Chris Sampson tough on lefties because of that. Chad Qualls, when he was here, was very good against lefties because of the sinker.
1-2. Houston Street is the Rockies' closer. There's warm-up action in their bullpen. Meanwhile, it's Brandon Bakke and Russ Ortiz for the Astros. The Astros have Rodriguez, Bourne, and Tejada due up in the bottom of the ninth. Pitcher Arias is in the number 8 spot in the order. Arias last worked Wednesday at Cincinnati. 1 inning, 2 hits, no runs. And he gets a defensive swing there. Quintanilla. Pull the heck out of him. Strikeout number 9 for Houston.
He was getting that sinker and a good breaking ball.
Paul Phillips single to center in the 7th inning. He's 1 for 3. Phillips showing bunt. Works the ball 1.
And the Braves managed to beat the Cubs with a run in the bottom of the 12th. 5-0 ball game as Atlanta came to bat in the bottom of the 8th.
Well, Lou Piniella is not going to enjoy that post-game session with the media. 1 ball, 1 strike. Marmol and Gregg giving up 3 runs, and Heilman gave up the final one. That's the sharp breaking pitch for Arias, taking the count to 2-1.
It seems to me like his best breaking balls to right-handed hitters are too far off the plate.
Okay.
And I'm wondering if he kind of pulls it across his body. I don't know what kind of an adjustment he can make because he's working from the extreme third base side of the rubber anyway.
2-2. Yeah, so that would be problematic to try to figure that out, but if we can, make him even better.
Kind of like a golf shot. You're going to draw it a little bit so you can hit it off the other way and let it work back to the fairway. He needs to start his breaking pitch to the right-handed hitter a little further on the third base side of home plate. Not always. Nothing wrong with throwing it off the plate. It just seems to me like sometimes he misses way off the plate, and I don't think that's his intention when it happens.
3-2 coming. And gets a foul ball from Phillips.
I think our gun is juiced up tonight.
Is it?
No, I just that one was clocked at 97, and I think Albert throws 97. Alberto.
No, usually that's not his neighborhood, but occasionally it's interesting to see the various readings as we go around the league. They're not always uniform.
No. I've had people say, sometimes some scouts, some other people, that the gun readings are a little high here at Minute.
Foul back, still 3-2. Arias has been a good waiver claim by the Astros from the Rockies. That was last July 31st. He pitched 15 times in the big leagues with Colorado and Houston last year. Was with the Rockies briefly in 07 for 6 appearances.
He better swing.
He did, but he fouled it.
That always works. Always worked in Little League.
Does that work in T-ball?
I tried to work a walk in T-ball.
Did you?
Yeah, I tried to eyeball that thing.
I was caught looking in T-ball.
That thing's a little high. Ball 1. I'll move it down. No, it's too low. Ball 2.
How long can you stand there? Is there a time limit? That's ball 4.
I don't think anybody's ever tested that rule.
Delay of game in T-ball. There's a walk to Phillips. And now, with the pitcher spot due up, the Rockies are going with Ian Stewart. Stewart, former third baseman, who's played second this year, a 180 hitter with 7 homers, 20 runs batted in.
A good Scottish name, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Ian Stewart is a 5 for 15 pinch hitting with a homer and 2 runs batted in. He looks at ball 1, and Pudge will go out.
And flying open, get that front shoulder in, get on top. Let's go, trust your stuff. You got good sink tonight.
Stewart had a big time game against the Astros in Colorado. There they are getting the post-game show ready. Astros Live, Kevin Eschenfelder, Art Howe. Matt is out there. Cecil Cooper will have the post-game comments. Final score with Daniel Sargent. And that's the way the post-game show will go when we get to it after this game is over. Stewart.
In the 14th, boys.
Yeah. You can take a coffee break, fellas. Stewart hit a grand slam and another homer against the Astros in that one game in Colorado, May 12th. Then the next night he came back with another homer off Mike Hampton. 1 ball, 1 strike to Stewart.
Only hitting $180. He has 20 hits in 111 at bats, but 7 of the 20 hits are long balls.
That's a pinch hitter. He's done really well. Well, he has 3 hits and 13 at bats against the Astros. All 3 hits are homers. 7 runs batted in. 2 balls and 1 strike. Rafael Soriano won that 12-inning game for the Braves over the Cubs over Aaron Heilman. Runner going. Diving play. Barkman. He can't make a pickup. Peta with a throw to Arias. They get it. Barkman is down. And it's a 3-4-1 play for out number 2.
Lance rolled his ankle a little bit last night. We had that shot of him grimacing out there. I'm not sure what happened here. It's the ankle again or not. What a heads-up play by Matt Kata and Arias. Tendency for pitcher as he breaks to cover first base. If he sees that ball deflected by Lance, a lot of guys are going to give up on the play. Arias stayed with it, and they got their man. And Stewart probably thought he was out too. Berto there in plenty of time. Bang banger there at first.
Yes, it was. James Hoy with the out call. 2 outs. Now it's Fowler coming up. Berkman back to his position. Fowler is 1 for 4. Arias with a good job covering the bag on that grounder. Now he'll try to get out of this top of the 9th inning and send the Astros on to the bottom of the 9th, trailing by 1.
Seen Fowler struggle tonight with high fastballs, so Arias probably a little bit better matchup for Fowler. Guys who have the loop in their swing handle the ball down a little bit better than they do the riding fastball.
In the dirt. 2-0. Chipper Jones had the game-winning hit in the 12th for the Braves.
What's Chipper hitting? Last year about this time he was hitting about 450.
He's probably around 315 or so, but he's really been banged up this year. In and out of the lineup. Tough for him to get much going. Big 2-0 pitch coming here for Arias. He's pitch number 4 for Houston. Bang foul. 2 balls and a strike. The Houston Street getting ready for the bottom of the 9th.
McGlavin threw 6 scoreless innings in a rehab start for the Braves tonight, so he's getting awfully close to returning to the big leagues.
Well, the Braves have been able to tread water pretty well without him. And they could be getting Tim Hudson back, of course, later this year as well. They began the night 4.5 behind the Phillies. Line foul.
And the Braves name pops up every time you hear those TV trade rumors too.
Yes.
I imagine that's one club he'd like to pitch for. A little bit closer to home. Good pitcher's ballpark.
That is one of the best pitchers ballparks according to the stats from this year. Yankees ballpark is yielding the most home runs per game. Rangers number 2. Sharp breaking ball. Did he swing? No, he checked his swing on appeal to Randy Marsh. Pudge really had to get over there just to dig that one out of the dirt. And it's 3-2. He slid on his knees to the right.
See, you make the call. Did he or didn't he? Hard to tell from that angle. Randy Marsh been at this for a good long while.
Now 3-2 with Barmas on deck. And ball 4. Runners at first and second. 2 walks in the inning for Arias. He's thrown 23 pitches and he's hoping to get Barmas, who's 0 for 4. Fresh count, right-handed batter. Helton on deck. This is the guy he wants.
Inning kind of dragging as everybody's checking their watch out there. What time is it? Got to work in the morning. Let's pop this guy up and go score 2 runs.
Well, they've got it planned out pretty well. Ball 1.
What else is going on in the world of baseball, Brownie?
Broken bats.
Broken bats?
Yeah. It continues to be an issue. Now Dewey Robinson comes out. All-star voting.
All-star voting. Dice K got his first win tonight.
Yes.
Red Sox win over the Tigers. The Brewers released Jorge Julio.
Did they?
Yeah. Jorge Julio, who was hurling his heaters homeward, he's headed out of town. Edson Volquez back on the DL. We talked about Josh Hamilton earlier going on the DL. Career high 14 punch-outs for Roy Halladay tonight. If you've got Halladay on your fantasy club, you're looking pretty good.
14.
Career high, huh? Puts a lot of ground balls with that sinker.
Ground ball here, foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Just looking at the balloting so far, National League for All-Star. Fans are doing an excellent job. This year, Albert Pujols at first, the leader. Chase Utley at second. David Wright at third. Andy Ramirez shortstop.
Hard to argue with those picks.
Yadier Molina catcher. Outfielders Ryan Braun, Raul Ibanez, and Alfonso Soriano. Ooh, we got him to chase, and it's 1-2 on Barnes.
I would compare with just about all of that except for Soriano.
Yeah.
I would maybe have Beltran up there.
Well, Beltran's only 34,000 votes behind him, so that could change. But Manny Ramirez is in 5th. And Joe Torre said, no, if he's voted in, he really shouldn't go. Strike 3, and Barmas really didn't think so. But now we go to the bottom of the 9th inning with a score: Rockies 2, Astros 1.
For the Astros, 2-1, bottom of the ninth. Follow the Astros on your iPhone and iPod Touch with MLB.com at Bat 2009, featuring play-by-play, video highlights, and live audio broadcasts. Visit Astros.com on your iPhone or iPod Touch to purchase. Don't forget, All-Star voting has begun. Vote Astros, vote often.
Fans watching as the bottom of the ninth inning is a moment away for Houston Street. Ian Stewart staying in the game to play third base after pinch hitting for Manny Corpus. And Corpus in one inning allowed 2 hits, no runs. With no walks, 3 strikeouts. It's Stewart at third. It's Street on the mound. He is pitcher number 5, and he's 8 for 8 in saves.
Good control. He's walked 5 in 21 and a third innings while punching out 24. So you figure you're going to have to put some hits together to beat him. He has allowed 4 home run balls. The Astros very frustrated so far tonight. Have had some opportunities, just have not been able to cash them in. The rally hawk. Rally shades.
Okay. Bottom of the ninth inning, Pudge Rodriguez grounded out in the 6th inning when he was a pinch hitter. Now he would like to start a big rally. 264, 5 homers, 22 runs batted in. Street is pitching for the 2nd time this year against the Astros. He had a hitless inning in Colorado May 14th. From Austin, Texas, Westlake High School, and the University of Texas. Quintanilla, teammates on that 0-2 national championship team.
These guys have probably put a little pressure on the pass list here tonight. Has an outstanding slider. He'll throw that slider more than his fastball to the right-handed hitters.
Pudge bangs a line drive to left field, leading off the home 9th inning. Potential tying run on base for the Astros with Michael Bourne due up. Hit number 10 for the Astros. They've had hits in every inning but the 7th. Bourne has 2 hits, a single, a walk, and a double tonight. Tried to bunt for a hit in the 7th inning against Flores, who threw him out. Now he could be sacrificing with Stewart in tight at third base. Tejada on deck. He bunts. Street in to field it. And he throws, and it hits the runner and gets away. Pudge Rodriguez going to third base.
I'm surprised Jim Trace is not coming out of that dugout. I thought they might argue that Michael was running inside the baseline. Tracy, from his vantage point, had a pretty good look at it, so apparently not. Nice bunt here by Michael. Just kills it out in front of home plate. Street's on it in a hurry. The throw sails. Hits Michael right in the back. It looked like he was all right. At first and third, when nobody out in the 3rd inning, not able to cash it in. And at least one other occasion where they had first and third, or man on third and less than 2 outs, and didn't cash it in. This would be catastrophic if they don't get this run home.
Middle infielders are playing it halfway, and time is called. That was ruled a sacrifice bunt by Bourne and an error on Street. Now first and third, and Tejada 2 for 4, an RBI in the 5th inning to drive in the Astros run. He hopes to get Pudge Rodriguez home to tie it.
They've got to come home in the middle. They're not all the way in. You make that determination as a middle infielder based on the speed of the runner at third and your arm strength in the infield. So I think they're cheating by staying back just a little bit to enhance their range. Pudge has got to break for home on a sharply hit ground ball.
Hunter Pence on deck. 5 career walk-off homers for Miguel Tejada.
Astros, you hope for more, but you do trade the double play for the run just to get this game tied.
Ball 1. Street gave up a homer on Saturday night. Tejada's hitting .309 with men in scoring position with 21 runs batted in. With a total of 30. Street gave up a solo homer to Scott Hairston. And snapped a 13-inning scoreless streak. Now he's at 2-0.
Yeah, trying to get Mickey to chase, doing a real nice job. And off those pitches out of the zone.
Batting average against Street in May was 108.
Just go ahead and hit one in the seat today.
Houston, 25 years old. He was obtained with a compensation pick for Oakland losing Miguel Tejada through free agency. Fly ball, shallow right field. Brad Hart coming in. That's a hit to tie the game. Throw to second base. Hit 2-2 as Tejada gets his third hit of the night. Hart was too deep to get there. Tejada drives in his second run, giving him 31.
How many times can we say it when you don't get it out on the bunt play? It usually comes back to bite you. Good slider off the outside edge, gets him off the end of the bat, and a little blooper in front of Hop. Bud able to trot home.
First blown save of the year for Street. The Rockies have a meeting at the mound. Runners at first and second. That throw, Lowbridge, Michael Bourne from Hawk. Hunter Pence is 0 for 3 with a walk. UT Arlington for Hunter Pence. UT for Houston Street. Carlos Lee on deck. Houston's father James was a quarterback for the Longhorns who led them to the football national championship in '69. Pedigree in that family. And Tejada left the A's. They got that compensation pick and they took Houston Street with that choice. Then he came to the Rockies in the Matt Holliday trade over the winter. And now he has runners at first and second, nobody out. Ball 1 to Pence. Walk-off hits for Hunter. Right-handed hitters managing a .229 average against Street. Bouncer over third, foul. Hunter would have won it.
Yep. Well, if you're down a run here, I think the play is, even though Hunter's one of your better hitters, if you feel like you can get the bunt down, I think you can go ahead and bunt. That tie game with Pence, Lee, and Berkman up, I'm kind of on board with Coop's thinking here. Go ahead and give 3 guys a chance to drive in the game winner. Hunter's a tough man to double. It's not impossible, but he doesn't hit into many double plays. And you've got Tejada getting a big lead down there at first with help not holding him on.
He's bounced into 6 double plays. Strike 2 for Street. In the ballpark yesterday, he said he really prefers this closer's role to setting up. He's had the opportunity to do both this season.
Pays a lot better.
Yes, it is. This spring, Street came out of spring training the closer, even though Corpus had better stats in spring training. Street had a little injury, though, in spring training. Bouncer slowly hit. Quintanilla shoveling, and here's Barnes getting, and they get a double play. Bourne going to third.
And when he rolls over on balls like that, he gets such a good break out of the box. It's tough to double. You've seen a lot of infield hits on balls similar to this. There's a little extra pace on it. I'm surprised Miggy didn't get a little closer to the second baseman there with Helton not holding him on. And he's kind of a little flat-footed as that ball is hit. I guess that ball more sharply hit than I initially thought.
Cecil Cooper out, talking to James Hoy after the call at first. Third double play the Rockies have turned. Really close.
I think that's one that could go either way.
Now Carlos Lee, the batter. Rockies have some choices here with first and second bases open. Jim Tracy out. Well, they can put Lee and Berkman on. And then it would be Matt Cato.
Yeah, it's one of those where, first blush you think, well, sure, walk Lee, walk Berkman. You don't want to deal with those guys. But there's a different dynamic for a pitcher when you're working with the bases loaded. And a lot of this comes down to how well you know your pitcher and how much you trust his ability to execute. Because if he's got good enough command, I think you kind of go with, hey, look, we're going to pitch around both these guys. Try to make your best pitches throughout the at-bat regardless of the count. Even if you fall behind them 3-0, don't give in. Just try to pick the corner or an off-speed pitch in a fastball count.
Carlos Lee 0 for 4 tonight. They'll put him on. Intentional walk.
That means they're going to put on Berkman too.
That one almost could have been hit.
Be ready.
So Lee gets the intentional walk. Then it'll be Berkman getting the same treatment. And Matt Cato making his Astros debut. Will have a chance to decide this game.
The only other bat available is Jeff Keppinger. So if Coop wanted to counter with Keppinger, they could. Then you get a little bit worried about what if we get into a prolonged extra inning deal and we run out of players.
Whatever it was, they've straightened it out. Cato just called up from Round Rock. Watching.
And Matt, a switch hitter. And he's better from the left side than the right.
Ball 3 to Carlos Lee.
I wonder what they would do if Carlos swung at the next two pitches. Better than if Lance did.
Yeah.
After he went 3-0. That'd be kind of fun.
It would be fun. Intentional walk to Lee. That's the second intentional walk of the year for Carlos. Berkman has had 2. Berkman 2 for 4 tonight. Phillips looking in. Intentional walk has been ordered to Berkman.
Could be a bit of a challenge. Talking about the dynamic of pitching with the bases loaded. Not only that, but after throwing 8 consecutive intentional balls, you kind of find the zone again.
Matt Cato, who was hitting .277 at Round Rock, 2 homers, 14 runs batted in, 148 at bats. Will be coming up with the bases loaded and 2 outs here in the home 9th inning. The Astros have won 4 games in their final at bat. And this would be the first time, losing 30 straight when they trailed after 6 innings. First time since last year, if they can win this one, that they would have overcome that deficit after 6 innings. They are 0-28 this year, and they trail after 7. These fans want to see that change.
Well, I imagine before Matt Cato left the dugout, Sean Barry looked at him and said, hey, be ready to hit. After walking the bases full, they're going to want to get the jump on you. Good solid approach, try to be quick to the ball, hit a line drive somewhere.
His first major league at bat since '07. He was with Texas and Pittsburgh that year.
Played for Jim Tracy at Pittsburgh.
His last Major League game was September 27th, 07 at PNC Park against the Cardinals. Now his first game as an Astro. Finds him at the plate, 2-2, bottom of the ninth inning. Base is loaded. 2 out. And there's strike one for Street.
So much for Houston not being able to find the zone. He painted the outside corner.
Coming into his appearance tonight, opposing hitters had been 1 for 25 against him since the 14th of May. Now it's 0-2. Street made the throwing error on the Bourne bunt. That was the blown save, his first of the year. Now trying to send this game to extra innings. Taylor, who went to Vanderbilt, at 0-2 in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Street had walked only 5 in 21 in the third innings when he took the mound tonight. Last year he had 27 walks in 70 innings, so control is one of his strengths. Made 1,000. Still a 1 ball, 2 strike count for Houston Street. He's thrown 22 pitches so far. The game goes to the 10th. Helton, Hawk, and the pitcher spot will be due up.
Troy Hawkins heating up in the Astros pen.
Street is pitcher number 5 for the Rockies.
Stumbled out there. Fans want to balk.
Taylor with a soft liner. Quintanilla with a catch. Extra innings at Minute Maid Park. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 error, 3 left for the Astros. On to the 10th. Colorado 2, Houston 2. Tenth inning, it's LaTroy Hawkins coming in for Houston. He will be pitcher number 5 for the Astros. Alberto Arias in 1 inning allowed no hits, no runs. He walked 2 and fanned 2. The Astros in extra inning games are 1-2. The Rockies are 0-2. Number 22 in the ball game to face Todd Helton leading off the 10th.
Yeah, not the guy you'd like to face when you come out of that bullpen fresh, but Hawk on there for the 24th time. He's done a real nice job spelling Jose Valverde as he recovers from that calf injury. 7 saves and 9 tries, and a 2.49 ERA, 3 punch-outs for every walk. He's got to go through the fat part of the Rocky order here.
And it's Helton who had the double in the 4th inning, 1 for 4 in this game. Hawkins got his most recent save in last night's game. That was number 7 of the year with 1 hitless inning against the Rockies. First pitch tonight goes for ball 1. Troy threw 9 pitches in last night's game, 7 going for strikes. Fouled away by Helton. The count running to 1-1. Phillies are pulling away at San Diego 7-0 in the middle of the 4th inning. Raul Ibanez hit number 18.
Well, at least Felipe Paulino's off the hook.
Yeah.
Didn't deserve to lose this game.
He did not. 6 innings, 2 runs allowed. That's a ball, and the count runs to 2-1 with Brad Hopp on deck. Hawkins pitched in 2 of the 3 games in Colorado. He got a save in the Astros 5-3 win back on May 14th against the Rockies. Helton takes it, and it's 3-1 to him. Jeff Kepinger's the only position player remaining on the Astros bench. Rockies have a couple of players they have not used. It's a walk. Helton aboard, walk number 5 for Astros pitchers. Brad Hopp is the batter. Hopp had the RBI double in the 4th. He also has drawn 2 of those walks. For 2 tonight. Masonette is in tight at third base. Double play depth for Tejada and Queta.
I think Hopp's going to bunt here, but I guess you got to move in just in case. Not likely to hit the ball on the ground at third base anyway.
Hawkins falls behind. It's 1-0. Jeff Geary making good progress. He threw another simulated game today. He's about ready to head out on a minor league rehab assignment. So the Astros could be getting him back in the mix by the end of this homestand. Hop fouls it back. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jose Valverde's making good progress as well. Arizona 5, the Dodgers 1. They've played 4.5 in Los Angeles. Justin Upton hit his 10th home run for the D-backs. Andre Ethier belted number 7 for the Dodgers.
Justin Upton got my vote for player of the month.
Yeah, mine too.
Big number.
I wasn't aware he had hit for that high an average in the month of May.
Percentage up over 700.
Yeah.
Carlos Zambrano missed the team flight to Atlanta.
Oh.
Meeting with Lou Piniella today to face team discipline.
He's having an interesting year.
Disciplined by the league for that recent tirade.
2 balls, 1 strike to Hopp. It's 2-2. Ryan Spilborghs is out on the on-deck circle. One of the 2 position players unused so far by Jim Tracy. The other, Edwin Bayerine, who just arrived, the backup catcher. Minnesota down Cleveland 4-3. Kevin Slowey is 8-1.
Joe Mauer hit another home run.
He's just making up for that lost month of April. 3-2 now to Hawk.
Isn't he going to be a free agent?
Yeah,
they've
been talking about signing him, so might not be this year, but next.
Price of poker just went up.
Yes, it did. Well, the Twins feel that he might be one of those Kent Herbeck, Kirby Puckett type guys who will want to stay and will not be exorbitant in his demands. We'll see how that works. He's from that area. Fly ball in the infield. Tejada. 1 out. Now it's the pinch hitter, Ryan Spilborghs. Spilborghs started the game last night in center field against Roy Oswalt and led off. He was 0 for 5 in the game. Seth Smith is on deck as a .261 hitter steps up, who has 4 homers, 23 runs batted in.
Todd Helton down there at first base is not a threat to run. Lance is going to hold him on anyway, keep him close. Tighten him up in case there's an extra base hit. I want to give him that running lead.
Spilborghs fouls it. He's 1 for 3 pinch hitting with an RBI. Spilborghs had a 2-hit game against the Astros at Colorado. 29 years old. He hit .313 last year in 233 at bats. He's not established himself yet as an everyday major league player.
He's established himself as an every other day major league player.
Flare to right field. This could be in for a hit in front of Hunter Pence. Nope, he gets there easily too for out number 2. The Astros have Mason at the pitcher spot and Rodriguez due up in the bottom of the 10th inning. 2 outs now as Tejada comes in for a word with Hawkins. Smith had an RBI single in the 4th. He's 1 for 4. At that point, it was 2-0 Rockies. The Astros got a run in the 5th and tied it in the 9th on a Tejada single. And they had that situation in which they could have won the game, but Hunter Pence hit into a double play after 2 intentional walks. Matt Queta hit the looping liner to short for the final out to send it to extra innings. And it's ball 1 to Smith. Houston Street in 1 inning allowed 2 hits, 1 run. It was not earned. He had 2 walks. They were intentional, both of them. And no strikeouts. Hawkins is upstairs, falls behind 2-0 on Seth Smith. Meanwhile, there's bullpen action with Josh Fogg.
What's going on with Jason Grilli?
Not too sure. He pitched, I believe, the day before the Rockies arrived here. Right call. 2-1 to Smith. You talked about how he has a discerning eye when he was up earlier. And we've seen that in this game. Working some favorable counts. Let's see, really
I know what's going on with Jason. He's struggling.
Okay. Worked 2 innings on Sunday.
Giving up runs in his last 5 appearances.
Okay. Strike. And it's 2-2 to Smith. St. Louis beat Cincinnati 5-2. Jason Mott won that one over Bronson Arroyo, with Ryan Franklin getting save number 13. home runs in that game. Now full count. And with 2 outs, Todd Helton will be moving on the next pitch. It's Jason Marquis and Brian Moeller tomorrow night. Astros Live begins at 6:30. Nick Stavinoa had a 2-run go-ahead double for the Cardinals tonight. And their 5-2 win. They're 30-22 now. Helton moves and it's foul back. Well, the Cardinals once again move into a first-place tie with Milwaukee with that 30-22 record. Could be a merry chase between those two clubs. The Reds, the Cubs, possibly. And Pittsburgh and Houston would love to join that mix. They'll be squaring off this weekend here. Elton takes off. And a strike 3. To win the top of the 10th inning for LaTroy Hawkins. No runs, no hits, and a man stranded. Rockies 2, Astros 2. The Astros 2 for 14 with men in scoring position. They have stranded 13. The Rockies have left 10. We move to the bottom of the 10th inning now, and it's Josh Fogg, pitcher number 6, coming out of the Colorado bullpen. Fogg, a veteran right-hander, has been a starter extensively in his career, also working in relief with an ERA of 0 for 4 games this year with the Rockies.
Yeah, he came in last night, pitched the 7th inning, 1-2-3 with a punch out. Fogg, a guy who relies on location and movement, not overpowering. Good changeup.
Edwin Masonette leads it off against him. Ian Stewart in tight at third base. Masonette looks at it, and it's ball 1. Masonette 2 for 4 tonight. Pitcher spot due up next. Jeff Keppinger's on deck. He's the only remaining position player for the Astros. Russ Ortiz is warming up in the Astros bullpen. Pudge Rodriguez is due to bat third. He's in the 9th spot in the lineup. Fogg, a 32-year-old veteran. He's had a very nice major league career. He's from Lynn, Massachusetts. Whoa!
Sailed on him and right under the chin of Edwin. There are times when you want to take one for the team. That's not one of them there. He's up there running coconut.
Strike, 3-1. Fogg came up with the White Sox in 01. He's been with Pittsburgh, joining the Rockies in 06. Last year was with Cincinnati. Power and pop behind the plate. 3 balls, 2 strikes. He's faced the Astros quite often over the years with a 3-8 lifetime record and a high ERA against them. Seattle leads Baltimore 4-0. They played 5 in Seattle. Mason that strikes out, 1 out in the home 10th inning. That's Keppinger pinch hitting for Hawkins.
Fell behind him 3-0 and came back and just threw 3 pretty straight 88-mile-an-hour fastballs, and Edwin couldn't do anything with them.
Keppinger has been playing every day for the last 8 days. The injury to Jeff Plum, 282, 2 homers, 5 runs batted in for Jeff. He's had 85 at bats, 1 for 2 as a pinch hitter. It goes foul for strike 1. And Ortiz warming up in the bullpen, and Russ swings the bat pretty well. The Astros will be out of position players to pinch hit if the game wears on past this inning. They have Mike Hampton, who can pinch hit. Roy Oswalt. 1-1 to Keppinger, with Rodriguez waiting. Rolled up the middle, Quintanilla to his left. 2 outs. Pudge Rodriguez bats. He's 1 for 2. He led off the home 9th with a single and came around to score the tying run on Tejada's hit.
Rockies will go into no doubles mode, guarding the lines, playing deep in the outfield.
Pudge now needs only 10 more games to set that all-time record for games caught. Coming into this one as Humberto Quintero left for a pinch hitter. Fouls it away. There's strike 1 to him.
Fogg, not a real hard thrower, but he's throwing a lot of fastballs here. Pretty aggressive too, challenging right out over the plate. Nothing about his demeanor that makes you think he's feeling any pressure at all here in the bottom of the 10th inning on the road.
No.
He's okay, doing his thing.
He cuts the fastball sometimes. 1 ball, 1 strike.
He's smooth. He's the velvet Fogg.
Didn't think so. 1-2 now. Takes a walk. Watch the mitt movement.
You tell it's not a strike when the catcher brings it back like that.
A ball and 2 strikes. Coming in and up and in. 2-2.
Fogg, a guy who's always had a pretty good idea. His stuff was a little short. You know, he's not a real hard thrower, but he certainly knows how to pitch.
That little girl's going for a complete game tonight. Fly ball left center field. Smith giving chase and runs it down on the warning track to end the 10th. No runs, no hits. Rockies 2, Astros 2 after 10. Ortiz will be pitcher number 6 for the Astros. Ortiz coming out of that bullpen, and it's been a while since he last pitched. He's the type of pitcher who can stay in for a while. He's 2-2 with a 4.88 ERA.
Yeah, Astros are out of pinch hitters, so for us pitchers effectively, we could hang in there and maybe 3 or 4 innings if need be. Let's hope not.
Yeah, last outing for him was a week ago Sunday in relief against the Rangers here, and that was a good one for Russ. 4 innings of 3-hit shutout ball. The Astros lost the game 5-0, but he was able to prevent that bullpen from further use. 75 pitches in that relief performance for Russ Ortiz.
So far so good for the Astros bullpen tonight. The Rockies have not scored since Paulino left the game. They haven't scored since the 4th inning. They put that 2 spot up there in the 4th and had some chances, but haven't been able to push any runs across.
Leading it off, Omar Quintanilla. Quintanilla is 0 for 2. He ended the game for the injured Troy Tulowitzki, who went for x-rays on his left hand. Ortiz pitched twice in relief before he got 3 starts, then 1 relief appearance, then another start. There's strike 1 for Russ. And since that last start here against the Cubs, May 7th, he's been in the bullpen. This is his 5th relief appearance since then. On a line into center field. Quintanilla has a leadoff single here in the 11th for the Rockies. It's a big turn. And Paul Phillips, the catcher, comes out.
Russ has a good overhand curve. Good 12-6 break on his curveball that time. It was kind of just 12 to 12. Just kind of hung there.
Phillips has been on twice with a single and a walk. Ian Stewart is on deck. Cappinger's a step in front of the bag at third. Phillips puts down a bunt. Ortiz lets Berkman throw over to Keita. Sacrifice 1 out. Quintanilla on second. Stewart singled in the 7th inning and grounded out. Berkman diving and deflecting the ball. Keita picked it up and threw to Arias covering in the 9th inning. That 4-inning stint for Ortiz in relief last time out was the longest by an Astro reliever this season. And in his 7 relief outings, his ERA is 3.77 this season.
I don't think anybody's going to match the relief outing that kid from UT had the other day.
That's for sure. That was absolutely astonishing.
You go 13 innings?
Yeah, and he said, "I'm not coming out of this game," told his coach, Augie Garrido, and the pitching coach. There's ball 1. Be interesting to see if he pitches this coming weekend at all.
I thought you were going to say ever.
Ever again, yeah. He had pitched,
he's young.
He had pitched the day before, too. 1-0 the count. Liner left field. That's looping near the line, and it's a foul ball. We're giving the Rockies the lead.
Couldn't have missed by much.
1-1 to Ian Stewart. Ortiz in his career against the Rockies 10-7 with a 4.35 ERA. He pitched at Colorado in the 12-1 Rockies blowout win, giving up 1 earned run in 3 innings. He allowed a home run to Brad Hopp in that game. Missing there, and the count goes to 2-1. This game working on the 4-hour mark. Game 2 of a 4-game series between these two. Quintanilla led off the 11th with a single. He was sacrificed to second. Fowler's on deck. Stewart chased one, and it's 2-2. Greg Dobbs has homered for the Phillies. They've extended their lead at San Diego to 8-0 in the 6th.
The top hand swing, you're going to have a hard time getting on top of that high fastball. Jake TV left that game after 1 inning with flu-like symptoms. He allowed 3 hits and 4 runs.
Had a rough year. He had a bad ankle from running the bases. He's had several different injuries this season. A laid back time there.
You're free to leave at any time.
Yeah.
It's not mandatory. We appreciate the loyalty. Hey, a good sister's still here.
Gotta like that Santa hat this time of year. It's always great to break that out in June.
Probably kept that in their bag. It's a rally hat.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Maybe Santa will deliver a win. In the bottom of the 11th inning.
Unless he did not like the call.
No. Santa's not supposed to be in a bad mood, though. 3-2 for Ortiz. He struck him out.
Good tight slider.
He was. 2 outs. They liked it. And the expression changed on her face.
The late break there, dipping down below the swing.
Russ Ortiz versus Dexter Fowler. Fowler singled in the 5th inning. He walked in the 9th. Russ missed all of last season. Had Tommy John surgery in September of 07. It's upstairs for ball 1. His big year was 2003. He was 21-7 with the Braves and an all-star that season. Strike. 1-1 to Fowler.
That riding fastball. San Francisco and Atlanta, both parks where he had success. Good fit for him as a fly ball pitcher.
Fowler takes it, and it's 2-1. Well, maybe we'll get to see Aaron Boone again in Arizona. The Astros will start off in Phoenix on the next road trip, then on to Texas and Minnesota in interleague play. This homestand could be really important for them, though. 10-game homestand. They're 10-15 at home. 3 balls and a strike.
The Rockies here now, who've never really had any success in this ballpark. The Rockies are 7-22 now at Minute Maid Park. Then the Pirates come to town, so if you can do some damage, and the Cubs come in after that, nice little 7-3 homestand would be really nice.
That sounds excellent.
I'd take that.
Up the middle, Queta diving to his right, throws from his right knee and gets him. Here's Berkman taking that throw at first, and that will wrap it up in the top of the 11th inning as Queta made the excellent play. No runs, a hit, a man left. Queta laying out. Keep it tied 2-2. coming. 11 hits for the Astros, 8 for the Rockies. And now it's Michael Bourne in the top of the order against Josh Fogg. Fogg had a 1-2-3 10th inning. He is pitcher number 6. The Astros have used 6. Bourne has been on 3 times, twice with hits and a walk, and then he reached on a sacrifice and error. One hopper to Quintanilla. One pitch went out here in the 11th inning for Fogg.
Good swing, hit it hard, but right at Quintanilla. Bourne, it was Bourne's hustle, the real difference maker early in this game. 2-out line drive to right center. He stretched into a double. Scored on a base hit up the middle by Tejada.
Tejada's had 3 hits. He's driven in both the Astros runs. 3 for 5 tonight.
About all the multi-hit games, how many 3-hit games does he have?
We're going to get that number. Tejada's hitting .359 right now. Started the night at .353 as the National League leader when the night began. There's strike 1.
Talk about staying power. How about that kid?
You should go down and meet that kid. We'll have plenty of time to do that as this game moves along. No balls, 2 strikes. Asking where he gets that kind of staying power. He has 11 games with 3 hits or more. Miguel Tejada leads the National League. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
How many game-winning home runs to right field on cutters away does he have this year?
None. But this might be a good time. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hunter Pence is on deck. Now it's 2-2 for Josh Fogg.
And with that ball out of the ballpark, you got to hang it here, Josh, and cooperate.
Josh probably isn't thinking about cooperating with that.
Probably didn't want to do that.
He has given up 158 home runs in his career.
Well, it's 1 more. He wants to go in with a front door slider.
Ripped on a line to left field. Can it reach the seats? Miguel Tejada has a game-winning homer in the bottom of the 11th inning. His 4th hit of the night. A walk-off homer for Tejada. The National League batting leader hits one in the seats. Home run number 6. He's driven in all 3 for the Astros.
He will not quibble with the direction. Left field works just fine, Miggy. Wow, what a night.
Special swing, and Darren Erstad had a walk-off homer last September 26th. Now a walk-off homer coming from Miguel Tejada, the first for the Astros in 09 on his 4th hit of the night. And Greg Lucas is going to hear from him as the Astros have outlasted this Colorado team 3-2 in the 11th inning. They were very frustrated there in the 9th. Tejada had driven in the tying run, but then Street got key outs to keep the game tied, move it to the 11th inning. The relief pitching holding. Ortiz gets the win, and let's go to Greg Lucas.
Hey, what a happy finish this was. Miguel Tejada ends it in the 11th with his 4th hit and a big home run. You're looking for the pitch?
No, I'm really trying to get a base. So I know I have Carlo and Lam behind me. And I try to be selective with the pitch. And I think that's why I hit the ball out of the park. I was just trying to hit it base safe.
Well, you know, they're so aware of you hitting the ball the other way. That's what I thought. Maybe he was trying to sneak it past you on the inside.
No, I just try to really one time. And like I say, it's only 1 out. And I try to get in base. That's why I'm a little bit relaxed after 2 strikes.
This is a huge win for the ball club, of course, because once again, you got great pitching.
Yeah, I mean, I think we faced the top guy in the league right now. As Jimenez, and our pitching doing great to keep the league really close, and that's why we come back and tie the game and win it late.
Yeah, Felipe did a great job against a tough pitcher. Congratulations on the big hit. Big win for the Astros.
Thank you.
Hey, a lot of people want to talk to you, so I'll let you get to them. Okay, back to you guys.
And what a thrill for these fans as they saw the Astros rescue this one in the 11th inning. And they have now won both of the first 2 games of this series from the Rockies. They are 4-1 against Colorado this season. Final score in the 12th inning, 3-2. The Astros win it on a Tejada homer. The next Astros telecast comes your way tomorrow night. It's Game 3 of this series. Our coverage begins with Astros Live at 6:30 p.m. Stay tuned now for Astros Live post-game, dissecting this thrilling Astros win 3-2 over the Rockies in the 11th.